Chat? What the fuck is up, chat? What the fuck is up? Don't hit me with that where is he shit. We just started, brother. And it's motherfucking Friday. I'm ready to get fucking crazy on the motherfucking stream right now. About to go goblin mode. On phone him. If you're just tuning in, thank you for stopping by. I am Uncle OG, as you probably know. Or if you don't know, now you know. Chat knows the rest. Fucking, what we're going to be talking about today, as the super sweet thumbnail can fucking sort of give you a clue to. We're gonna be talking about training a motherfucking goon army. Now, what does that mean? Now that is like pretty vague language, I know, but the content of this channel obviously has to do with the LARPosphere for preppers and fucking basement dwellers that spend more than they ever should on gun stuff. So, you know, when you want to get out and train, you know, let's back it up a little bit. You know, you just got your fucking super sweet fucking M&P 15. You know, you got your Vortex Spark. You know, you got your Grit Pod. you got, you know, you got your fucking Lancer mags. You got visible green laser. You're ready to fucking get out there and absolutely slay garbage. Absolutely slay dirt. You know what I mean? Fucking, so, but you're like, damn, I'm feeling kind of underprepared. You know, I wish I had some homies. I wish I had some goons that I could fucking train with. You know, where do I even start? Or rather, you have goons, but, you know, everybody just wants to do the same shit over and over again. You know, just be fucking flat range ninjas and, you know, like I said, just slay paper. But in reality, you guys aren't that prepared. You know, you're not really that well-rounded. And I mean, do whatever you want. But, you know, if you're like lacking in like patrolling, get good at patrolling. If you're lacking at fucking field sustainment, fucking bushcraft shit, fucking train that bushcraft shit. And that's what we're going to talk about today, chat. So, let's do a check-in real quick, you know what I mean? Fucking I want to see how my homie's doing. Fucking how many people we got here in this John? Let's see. Damn. We got 19 homies up in this shit. That's fucking pog.
Let's do a check-in real quick.
Fucking, you know, how we feeling tonight? How are we feeling tonight? We got some we got some good end stacks in the chat already, starting off strong. First of all, cheers. All right, we sipping that delectable fucking Heineken tonight. Oh man, might have a homie step in later on. If Mr. Bones is around, he will be making a guest appearance. Hopefully, I could figure out how the fuck to do it, because I'm kind of a tard when it comes to that shit. And he's ready. He's ready right now. Awesome. All right, let's get him in here. Let's get fucking Bones up in this bitch. Let's see here. Give me one sec, chat. He's calling me right now. Hello?
How's it going, my man?
Oh, what is up? Hold on. Let me get you pulled up on the stream so we can hear your beautiful voice.
Go ahead. You're really quiet on my end. I have my stuff turned up all the way, and I can hear you just barely.
Okay. I don't know why that is. I don't know why Discord is so quiet for me. Let's see.
You can maybe turn up your input volume, the input volume of your device in the settings.
All right, let's see. Oh, that's the wrong number. God damn it. Hold on. Oh shit.
Can I be live and see the? I'm on mobile right now, so can I double dip on this, be in the stream and be watching the stream so I can react to chat?
I'm sure you could, yeah. I don't see why not.
Oh, it looks like it.
Oh my god. There he is.
Whoa. I'm here. I forgot my hair's really short now. Nobody's seen me in this form.
Oh my goodness. Well, we love to see you regardless. Let me turn you up. Chat, can we hear Mr. Bones right now? Are we capable of
I
hearing
should have
him?
put a hat on or something. Can they hear me? Am I frozen when I alt tab?
I don't think. Yeah.
You're. Am I frozen when I alt tab?
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. I just won't see chat. That's okay though.
All right. We're gonna make myself a little bit bigger here, just for the fucking shits and giggles. Fucking. We
We're
here.
back.
God bless. Pumpkin King. What's up, homie? How you doing? Fucking
Hold
awesome.
on, let me go in the hotel's business center real quick so I can log onto the computer and see chat too.
Oh my god. If there's anything of note, I can I'll be keeping an eye on it for sure. So, anyway, we got Bones in the fucking room in the stew. Thank goodness we figured it out, chat.
Only the finest, most professional here.
Oh yes, highest pedigree, honestly. Fucking
Highest pedigree.
what you been up to, man? Fucking long time no see.
Before we get into it, can you turn yourself up at all on Discord? It is I have my earbuds up all the way and you maxed out and anytime you move like 2 inches from your mic, it's like you walk down the hall and continue to talk.
Okay, while I'm doing that, fucking spew about what you've been on.
Gotcha. Well, just dude, it's been nonstop for me for the past month and a half. I'm down at NTC right now, and for those who don't know in chat, that's like Disneyland, but instead the Army butt fucks you for a month straight. It's super hot. It's like an average of like 110 every day down here, and it's this big long training event that just comes right for you, and it's set up like a fake mock deployment that's supposed to be really shitty. That's already over. I'm done with that. I'm in a hotel right now. I was signed up for Trail Von, which is like help everybody after the main body leaves, pack shit up, and get it back to the home station, which was awful. I've been slaving away at a railhead for the past 10 days, I think, ish, maybe a week, give or take, working 16-hour days. One day we stayed up until like 1 a.m. Chaining Humvees and LMTVs to the railhead. And after all that, I was like, you know what? My dick still has a little bit of girth. Let's extend my stay at the flattening facility even longer. And I hopped on 10 days of additional orders here, which I don't really know why I did. Well, I know why. It's because I got paid more to do it. But now we're here working like 12 hours days, trying to turn in all the vehicles that the unit rented and then just left it a disheveled state over in the motor pool.
Okay.
It's been that for a month and a half. Basically like 9 to 16 hour days, just getting waffle stomped by Uncle Sam. Because our unit does lovely things and leaves a ton of equipment behind when everybody else leaves.
That's super sick. So
I don't
basically,
hear.
the
Oh,
the cock is getting flattened, basically.
yeah,
Long
it's going to
story
be
short.
a sheet of paper.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do I sound any better, by the way?
just a little bit. You sound a little bit louder.
Okay. What if I do that? Am I
I
sounding
mean,
any better?
now you sound really good now.
God bless. All right,
Premium.
we fucking figured it out.
Move the mic closer to the face.
Oh, dude, don't. No, because
It'll sound like this.
Fucking
That
A.
is your superpower, dude. Your ability to just
Dis-
at will completely potato your mic is amazing.
oh yeah. No, I figured out how to disable the automatic gain control on my mic, so it just is
Oh,
ear
okay.
rape every time.
That's amazing.
All right. Anyway,
Oh
so
my
now
God.
that we are fucking loud and clear, um,
We are so back.
we are so fucking back. We got 21 homies in the chat. So sick,
Hell yeah.
honestly. Fucking we are. By the way, before we get started, please like the stream. Uh, it'll make me very happy. It'll make Bones very happy. It will help heal
I'll be super
Bones'
happy.
super crushed balls. Okay, so have a little bit of charity. Share some love with the homie. Fucking check out his YouTube channel. Fucking all that nonsense. If you want to drop your YouTube channel in the chat, please do, and go check out his channel, Bones Maloney. Good friend of mine. And yeah, like the stream or else. So we're gonna be talking about training a Goon army now that we've been yapping for 13 minutes.
Hell yeah.
So, like I was kind of talking about it at the beginning of the stream, like what the beginning aspirations of somebody who wants to get into training, to get into the LARPosphere. Do you remember the early days when you were like, "Damn, guns are cool," and then how that sort of spiraled into this? You know,
Where we are today.
exactly.
Yeah, I definitely remember. Do you want to actually? Nobody. We're gonna drop some deep Bones Maloney lore here.
Mm.
This is stuff that I don't know if I've ever really told anyone before. But what got me, and this is super funny to say this out loud, but it's really funny. What got me into like firearms and like joining the military, gay, cringe, whatever, was my dad left Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on the PlayStation 3. I think it was the PS3. And there's a mission that like one of the first missions of the campaign. I like snuck on, like 11-year-old me was like, "Oh my God, I get to play this. He's not here. Like he's in the bathroom or something." I snuck on and played the first mission, which was, I don't remember what Call of Duty it was, but it was like you had to extract someone out of like a ship, and you had to escape and like jump on this fucking helicopter at the end, like as the ship was sinking. And I played through that mission and like made it to the helicopter, and my world was forever changed in that moment. I love it. That if you boil it all down to where did it start, it was that moment when I was like 11 years old or even 9, and I played that Call of Duty mission, and I was like, "This is peak. My life has purpose."
Damn, dude. What a humble beginning, honestly.
It all boils down to that. But what about you though?
Oh man.
What's your super cringe? Getting
Oh,
affected by the
this
the
this will
slop.
this will actually make me lose some credibility. Fuck it.
Sorry, more than the fucking Call of Duty story from when I was 9 years old.
Yeah, I think so, honestly.
Damn.
But no, so I was a certified DirecTV enjoyer growing up. I had TiVo and all that shit like in my bedroom. I was a spoiled little fucking white boy bitch, and I had the outdoor channel, which had like segments and shows on like self-defense topics and all that bullshit. So like, it kind of got the cogs spinning, the wheel spinning in my head, talking about
Mm,
fucking what if situations and shit. And
yeah.
I'm like, damn, that's like a really good point. You know what I mean? Like when I'm like 9 years old, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, fucking, and
What if I have to protect my wife and
dude,
kids? Write that down. Write that down.
dude, oh my god, it's so gay. Fucking we, I was
That's
watching,
amazing.
a fucking skit or like show that had Masood Ayub in it, for like fucking 15 years ago, dude. But you know what I mean?
Okay.
And fuck, probably longer. And he was talking about the. I have yet to find the fucking clip. Chat, if you could find this clip, I will fucking gift you 1 garbillion shekels. Fucking like he's doing like an interview or some shit where he's talking about like his fucking like background and training and shit like that, and he's talking about, you know, the um whatever Jew training that he had, and fucking like it was like, you know, we had to go, with this fucking crazy looking eyes and shit. He's like, we had to go up to this fucking vehicle, and this was part of the scenario. We went up to the vehicle, and we basically had to clear it off the range. But what most people didn't see was that there was an attacker hidden in the back seat of the vehicle, and it's this whole skit where basically he's like if you failed to find the fucking threat inside the vehicle, you were taken aside and executed. And I was like, dude, what? And like I swear it
Hello.
was totally like portrayed that in my memory. Okay, this is fucking like this is 20 fucking years ago. Yeah. This is 20 years ago. Trying to remember this
That's
shit. I haven't
awesome.
seen it since. Fucking, but I swear it was portrayed as being real. Like it was like it was supposed to be like I'm like, did they actually like just kill these motherfuckers or something? Like there's just a straight hitter in the back seat that was just like, yep, sorry candidate, pow, you know what I mean? Fucking just killed him.
The
I was like, there ain't
old
no
yellow dude,
fucking
like,
way.
yeah, come on over here, trainee. Come on over here. Hey, hey,
Yeah, right.
check this out over here. Then just somebody sneaks
Dude,
up and just
and they
fucking
did the
pops one in the back
whole
of your head.
they did the whole thing where, you know, they paid some dude to just be like on the ground like this, and fucking some dude like shoots him in the head notionally or some shit. It was like the gayest acting ever. Oh my god, it was so funny. Looking back, it's
That's
so cringe.
amazing.
Okay, so yeah, no, but that's where it all started for me, because I was just like, I'm like, damn, the world's a scary place, dog. You know?
Dude, guys will kill you in training, bro.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
nuts.
And then it was that, and then fucking seeing like the you know, the old school fucking YouTube like fear porn, like Agenda 20, what the fuck was it called? Uh
The New World
yeah,
Order.
like New World Order videos and shit
Yeah.
like that, like fucking like something big is happening in fucking Mishawaka, Indiana, and it's just like
Yeah.
clips of like National Guard units moving like Humvees by train.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
people are like, "This is it, brother. This is it.
Yeah.
Something big is happening." And then I remember
Oh my
one
god.
one one video that, like, dude, this was a big lesson in propaganda for me, but it was like the pure schizo shit. Pure schizo shit. Like, I remember seeing a video on YouTube of somebody like genuinely being like, you see these reflector stickers that you have on your mailbox? It's like, when the New World Order happens, you're basically color coded onto where you're going to be segregated when the New World Order happens. Green means you're
That's
safe.
insane.
Yellow means that you are possibly a minor threat to the fucking New World Order, and then red marks you for death. And I was like, holy fuck! And I like had to go outside and look
Yeah,
at the
look,
mailbox,
yeah.
dude. Fucking dude, it was so fucked. It was so fucked. I ate it
Oh
up
my
so hard,
god.
and I was like, "This is it. I've been radicalized as an 11-year-old boy. Like, I have to fucking take
Yep.
this shit seriously." And
Oh my
yeah, that's
god.
that's that's
That's
really where it all started. It started with Masood Ayub being a boomer, and then it turned into, you know, endless YouTube rabbit holes of just like what if fucking
yeah.
situations, you know.
Yeah, I know I got sucked into that a little bit on the early days of YouTube, and I was moving forward a little bit in time, like I was like a freshman in high school, I think, give or take. I was like super into prepping and all that. A little before that, when I was like in like grade school, I was stocking up on like fucking canned food in my basement, and like, filling up water bottles and taking the labels off of them and putting them in like a container and stuff. And watching, like, what was that one show? There's a TV show, some survival TV show that was on, that was super dumb. It was like they took a bunch of people and put them in like a fake apocalypse. I'm trying to remember what that show was
Yeah,
called.
dude, I know what you're talking about. It was like this big compound or whatever that they were on, right? Like,
Yeah,
where
there's a couple of seasons of it, I think.
was it on the History Channel?
I don't remember. It was during like that typical survival like a zombie
Oh
craze,
yeah.
and I forget what that show was called, but it was like they basically took like a group of people and then put them in like a fake like a compound, and it was like the apocalypse, and they videoed the whole thing and all that. But
Ron Stryker
um
says, was it Doomsday Preppers?
no, because
Yeah, because that
Doomsday
was like a
Preppers was like
documentary sort of deal. Like Doomsday Preppers was like dudes that were
yeah
just doing it at their house. Nick Tinsley
yeah
says
this was like
Doomsday Preppers.
yeah that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it
Um,
was.
Yeah, no, yeah. Doomsday Preppers was like a documentary. This was like reality TV. Like they got a bunch of fucking random people allegedly, and we're like, all right, guys, there's 20 of you. We gave you like 2 weeks of water, 2 weeks of food, and you have a month to survive in this compound. Like old school Mr. Beast was probably 4 years
Oh
old
my
taking notes on
god, old school Mr. Beast. That's
it.
why Mr. Beast is so successful, dude. He's just copying the fucking old reality TV show standards and shit.
Exactly. But I remember like I was watching that, and then I just remember at one point I was hanging out with a buddy from high school, and I was walking to the park with him, and I was like, so the American dollar is a fiat currency, and it's
Sort of
going to
follow.
collapse.
Yeah.
and when I got back, my dad was like, hey, I get you're into this survival stuff, but like you're gonna scare your friends if you keep talking about it. So can
Oh
you
my
not?
god.
And I was like,
Your
and I was
dad's a
like, damn,
fucking
man.
normie. He's a fucking threat.
You're a permanent problem.
He'll fucking know. That's awesome.
You don't know, fucking Pearl clutching my 22, my Ruger 1022
Yeah,
I
how
got when I
dare
was
you?
13. Yeah,
You're sentencing me to death.
you're a part of the lizard reptoids too.
Faceless
um,
Entity says the
but
colony. Is it the colony?
maybe that sounds. This was a long time ago. This was like, dude, I didn't. That was still at the first house I lived at. I probably watched it at my grandmother's house when I
Mm.
went over there, and to like it babysat when like while my parents worked after school. So I'm gonna say like I had to have been like 10. So this is like 2010, 2008 or 9, like maybe 2011, 2012, but somewhere right around there.
Mm.
Could have been the colony. That sounds vaguely familiar, but it's been I don't know, like a decade and a half since I watched it.
Truly. Well, let's get into the actual meat and taters then. Fucking
Let's
so
do it.
the goon, the aspiring goon, in the world today, I feel like I see a lot of problems with dudes who struggle to sort of get off the ground in terms of like, clearly there's that mindset already. They've already had their I don't want to say radicalization, but
Yeah, they've been radicalized by the media.
yeah,
They they
they
drank the Kool-Aid. They're ready.
they drank the fucking Kool-Aid and they're ready to get started. You know what I mean? Fucking I think, like how does one start by like squaring themselves away so that, when they do, I think that's where it starts obviously is that like, guys who get what they think they need to sort
Mhm.
of start getting the most out of the LARP training sort of world. Fucking, what are some ways that you think are good ways to square themselves away to like to basically start doing their homework at home. You know what I mean?
I will answer this question, but I will ask you this. Can you turn your webcam on? I really want to see it. I feel very
Oh,
lonely here. I can't
yeah,
see
no,
chat
I'm in
or
the
you.
I have my webcam on in the stream, so let me fix that. My fault,
Okay.
gang. I am here, I swear.
I really want to see
I
it.
really want to see it. I'm not sure if it'll work
It's
because
loading. It's loading. Oh, because you're in two. It's in two
yeah,
instances. Fuck.
you'll have
Um.
you
Oh,
have to
I was
just
gonna say you could
notionally
stream me.
pretend
You
I'm
could
here.
stream me this. Yeah, I'll look at your profile picture and just imagine theater of the mind. But so I think that like we have had, you and I, I'm sure, have had the fortune of like, or the misfortune, I guess, of figuring it all out
Mm.
on our own. Like I made tons and tons of mistakes. I'm probably going to do a video on it when I get back home of like things that I wish I knew before I started. And I think the number one thing that guys can probably do who are like they have the mindset, because I think it's the mindset is the number one thing, and then the physical, like being able, like a physically capable person, which I know some guys have to work on and they kind of skip that step, but
Mm.
we'll assume those two requirements are met.
Yeah,
At least
stop being
one
a
of them
fat
is met
fuck.
and the other one, yeah, the other one is in progress. I think it's, you have to arm yourself with knowledge. And I think the best way to do that is to find people who know, who are experienced, and who aren't trying to sell you something.
Mm.
I guess would be the best things is like try to find either friends or homies or good YouTube channels or people who have talked about it who don't have any stake in the game other than making you better or expanding the community. I think that'd probably be the number one best thing, because if I had access to that when I was first starting, I wouldn't have made a ton of the stupid decisions I made. I mean, I still probably would have made some of them right. You got to learn on your own, but
Of course.
wouldn't have made a lot of the dumb firearms decisions, gear decisions, what I prioritized, looking at equipment and stuff like that. And like, I think a lot of guys would skip a lot of the beginner pitfalls just by linking up with people who are in the know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if it that is a huge fucking blessing if you could find one is finding guys that are kind of already. I mean, that's literally like any hobby. You know what I mean? It is
Yeah.
like you're getting into it, and you're green as hell. Like, if you're able to fraternize with dudes that like have been doing it for a while, have made mistakes, and have learned from them. Importantly, almost most importantly,
Yeah, that's the important thing.
that's
Yeah, people
huge.
people who are open minded is especially because some guys will make dumb decisions
Yeah.
and then
Oh
die
yeah.
on that hill because
Yep.
they can't stand that they made a bad decision.
Oh yeah. No, and there's a lot of vain people in the LARPosphere because it's just like this hobby is kind of all nuance and unconfirmed bias essentially. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Everybody has their own stinky, shitty idea,
Yep.
and it's their baby. You know what I mean? They're just not willing to fucking change on that, and that's more of a personal issue than it is like a training issue.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of it is finding the right people, right? I mean, it's stuff that applies to anything, but finding the right people and being able to identify who you should follow. Guys who aren't telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to
Mm,
hear. They're not trying to project their own decisions on you, and they're not trying to, get you to subscribe to what they believe. It's just like, here's, like what I've done. Here's what can
yeah,
make you better. Or here's, what you should do. Stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. If they kind of operate on the mission statement of just like all we want to do is be better, then
Hmm.
I think that's like a great start. Obviously, that's not like a standardized headspace that people have, but if you can kind of read people and get that gist from them that
I was,
they're not just here to buy shit and like test it out and fucking pretend that their ideas are the best and there's nothing else besides that's fucking good. You know what I mean? Because it's just like I mean the group that I train with, it's like I still get like hit with these new ideas and shit. I'm like, God damn, that's it's got blast. That's a brilliant idea. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, this
like
man's cooking.
we have to try this, or it's just like like because old doctrine gets old. You know what I mean? Like the
Hmm.
world is ever fucking changing. We're always fucking training for the last war. We're always
Yep.
you know what I mean? So it's just like if you gotta have that humility. Personally, you should have that
I,
because you'll learn something
I
from it.
will say, I'll say that maybe this is like a point we can expound on a little bit
Mm,
is so like we both are agreeing that like find a community, right? Find a community or like a homie who either is experienced or wants to get into it with you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, try to that's a really good use resource to have.
Yeah.
What because we've talked a little bit about both. What are some green flags as dudes that you can trust or that you can follow? You know, what the advice these guys are giving, what they're doing is good, and what are some red flags?
Yeah.
If you got either one, I'm curious to hear what you're, you know, like look for this for good, look for this for bad.
Sure. Absolutely. The green flag. I mean, obviously, is if you guys already have that like shared interest in the hobby. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I don't mean to like downplay it in terms of saying that it's a hobby. You know what I mean? Because like people look at it as like a life or death sort of thing. Which I mean, I guess it obviously, you know, you don't you don't train for nothing, obviously, but
Yeah.
fucking, having somebody who, you know, isn't just doing it because it's just like, well, this is what we're doing today. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
going to the bar or whatever, fucking type shit. Like this is no, like if there is a mutual interest in it, I mean that's like how we met basically. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Is there would have been no other fucking way that we could have crossed paths if we weren't in this same sphere and doing the same things. You know what I mean? And it's just like
Hmm.
that was the foundation for it all, and that's why it's continued to be beneficial where we could have these conversations and bounce information off each other. It's good. It's proactive. So that's a
Hmm.
huge green flag. Obviously, is just like have a shared interest in it and have
Hmm.
a shared willingness to learn. Um, and then I mean a red flag would just kind of be the antithesis of that. Fucking it's somebody who is interested in it but is not willing to learn. You know what I mean? Like people
Yeah.
people that try to just handle the reins too fucking hard, either on training, or ideas and shit like that. Like it's just like just being an egotist about it is that shit's gay. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You will. That's a good point. Is that you'll get a lot of that in this environment, and like we're gonna be kind of all over the place. But when you want to get into training, into firearm stuff, into the preparedness, all that cool stuff, you know, just being like a well-rounded, prepared citizen and all that, you're gonna find a lot of people, and a lot. There's, you know, obviously a huge overlap with firearms, right? Because that's the fun stuff, and that's
mm-hmm,
all you know what we all that's all we all like to run around and pretend we're SF, you know, shooting
of
Osama
course.
bin Laden in the face. Um, but so there's a lot of guys who are in that community who are very, how would I explain it? They are very self-centered. They're very, I'm going to say aggressive because aggressive sounds gay to say, but like they're very close-minded. Very
Mm-hmm.
close-minded. I know what's right. I know, you know, what I'm doing. This is my way of doing it. The only way to do it. And a lot of those times, those guys are generally damaging to be around over time because you don't have that open mindedness.
Yeah.
You don't have the whole, you know, like I'm looking to be better, not just to feel good about myself. Because a lot of these guys, they're, you know, like this is my way. They wanna fucking flex on the homies, get you to do it their
Right.
way,
They just want
and
to
then
be in
it's a mix of,
charge type shit.
yeah, yeah. They wanna feel above you or powerful or whatever. And it can be both on the civilian and military side too. Some ex-military guys that get out and they're like, I'm of this fucking hard charger who did, you
Oh,
know, 10
dude.
years in,
Yep.
10 years ago, and now I know everything.
Yeah.
Or these guys who, you know, are just like, you know, I'm about it, I'm tough, I've been doing this forever, I've got all this kit, all this
Mm-hmm.
equipment, and really they just, you know, are buying stuff and projecting this sort of what they want to be.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's like people that were dicks in the army continue to be dicks out of the army too.
Yeah. Yep.
You
That's
know,
yep.
fucking. But let's talk about the sexy stuff that everybody wants to hear because now we got 29 viewers, huge,
Whoa.
massive. Some would say. Um,
It's a lot. It's a lot of
some
homies.
old homies, some new homies tapping in.
Nice.
All of you, I ask you humbly. I'm once again asking you to please hit the like button. fucking go ahead and hit that shit. Fucking it helps share the stream with other goons out there who enjoy larping and training and shit like that and shooting guns at dirt and paper. So
At
please
garbage.
do that.
At
And
garbage.
garbage especially. That's an old
Yeah.
favorite pastime of mine. Or piles
Mm-hmm.
of horse shit. That's another good one.
Oh. Mm.
Fucking
I can smell it from here.
oh, I love it. I love it. Anyway, so for that, also link in the description if you want to check out my Discord, free Discord. Bones is in there. He also has a Discord, and check out his YouTube channel. If you want to support me, you could support me there. That's all I gotta say. Thank you. Fucking
Gang shit.
the next topic. So what do you think would be like a good starting point for people in terms of gear and shit like that? If they want to basically not be a fucking liability in the
Mm-hmm.
LARPosphere, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think is the bare minimum, and then what do you think is a good start?
I would say, I mean, I would say first once you've got like the mindset, you've been brainwashed. You're not a fat piece of shit, and now you're looking at getting equipment, right?
Yes.
I would say do a little research, identify what your goals are, and then what your environment is, because that'll kind of drive what you want to do and where you want to do it at. Will kind of drive what you want to purchase.
Mm.
I'd say like bare minimum to start. I mean, you don't need a lot. I mean, if you want to talk kit, well, right? I mean, if you bare minimum, you really just need good clothes to go to the range. You can carry mags in your pockets or whatnot. I'd maybe recommend setting up a belt. That way you can throw your pistol on your hip and have your magazines and an IFAK. And there's many ways to do it. I would say the important things are however you do it. We can get into however you do it, or how you want to do it. But I would say the checks are be able to sustain yourself and be able to sustain your weapon system.
Yeah.
That's kind of the big thing. So sustaining yourself is going to be some sort of medical kit and knowing how to use it, because if you have an IFAK and you don't know how to use it, it doesn't help you. And then being able to carry water. So, once you figure out how you're going to carry your meds, how you're going to carry your water, then you figure out how you're going to carry your ammunition and your weapon systems. And now you're cooking. Now you can start getting creative and start doing all the fun, sexy stuff. To actually answer the question, I would say a nice foundation to build off of is, and people have said this many times before, I'm not a super original dude here. Pick up a pistol that you're comfortable with, that is reputable in your budget, and get a way to retain it on your body. Probably outside the waistband or inside the waistband, depends on how you want to do it. But for like this LARP, scenario, we're not talking home defense, we're not talking concealed carry anymore. So get you a good pistol, a way to carry it on your body, and then get a solid, foundational rifle. We can get into the details of what that looks like. A sling and a way to sustain the rifle. So chest rig, belt, rifle, pistol, and then the ammunition, medical supplies, and water to sustain you and the weapon systems. You are in a great spot if that's what you got going on. That is fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. Fucking, I think it starts in terms of bare minimum. Okay, the bare minimum. I think it starts to even smaller scope than that. Fucking, I think really having the most likely scenario prepped for, or
Yes, I will agree.
scenarios prepped for. Like, imagine like if my homies aren't fucking squared away in terms of like likely emergencies that they could run into during like an EDC and everyday fucking sort of like scenario, like like they're gonna get clowned. I'm gonna clown on them like until it fucking is fixed, because that's like, it's stupid. It's like, how fucking dare you not carry an IFAK in your car? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and a lot of people will overlook that too.
Yeah.
They've got their Gucci'd out pistol, and then you're like, all right, cool. Well, what if you have to shoot someone and you get hurt yourself or your family, and they're
Right.
like, oh,
Right.
and you're like, I mean, you got to think about these things.
Yeah. Yeah. It's my thing is, you know, you start simple and then you expand into the more esoteric fucking possibilities of like
Yeah, yeah.
fictional LARP situations and shit like that, and you square it away at the beginning and then work forward. Fucking, you know what I mean? So it's like I I
Do you know
I,
what this?
I want to
Oh,
train
go ahead, go
the
ahead, go
likely
ahead.
shits. Sorry, I want to train the likely shit first and get that squared away as the bare minimum, and then moving forward, the LARP scenario, the preparation scenario, fucking square that away next. And you know what I mean? Because it's like if you got
Yeah, yeah.
if you got the guns and shit, that's great. You know what I mean? But there's
Hmm.
so much more to it than that. You know what I mean? I want you in my personal squad, my personal goon squad, or even
Hmm.
you watching here at
You.
home on the rectangle, little Uncle OG ASMR right now. I'm literally fucking pointing right at you. Fucking train to be less and less of a liability. That's my big
Hmm.
thing. Don't be a liability to yourself or anyone. You know what I mean? If you try to minimize that as much as possible, because what with that you can take soft skills and apply them to fucking help your fucking buddies in your goon squad or help other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like this is it's very important to be well rounded, and I think some dudes will overlook, like, they want to get into the tactical fun stuff, but they don't know how to change a tire on their car. And it's
Yeah.
like there's a really good chance you're going to run into a flat tire, in a bad situation than you are, a group, a squad size element of HOA goons that you get the drop on, Um, so this, have you seen, do you know, focus, not focus strip, sorry.
Never heard of them.
Brass Facts. Yeah, I don't know that guy. Brass Facts, little fucking,
The
food
Nova
group
Group?
triangle of
Nova Group.
preparedness.
Oh,
Is it Nova Group? Is it him specifically, or is it that entire group that has that triangle?
the only other associated group with Brass Facts that I know of is Nova Group, and it's basically him, Hop, and like one other Marine guy, I think. As far as
Okay.
I know.
Well, yeah, I don't, I didn't know if it was their whole thing or not. I want to give credit where credit's due because I'm going to
Right.
reference it a lot in the next, couple minutes here. Um,
Hmm.
but it's kind of like they have the tiers of like, this is, your most likely what's going to happen. Here's after that, and what that looks like, and so on and so forth. And I think that if you don't have the bottom foundation built, which is, normal day-to-day living, rule of law, everything's fine,
Yeah.
but dealing with emergencies within that, then you probably shouldn't move up to the next one until that stuff's squared away, because it's going to be the easiest, the cheapest, and the most likely to occur.
Mm. Right. Yeah. I mean, if funds are an issue, you know what I mean. Like if because obviously we fund ourselves. You know what I mean? We
Mhm.
don't have the logistic powerhouse that is the fucking military on our side. Um, some of us, you know what I mean? But fucking,
After the past 20 days, the logistical powerhouse really
yeah,
showed me how much power it's generating, brother. Oh my
yeah.
God, dude,
No,
they
you're
have
right.
a little side tangent. Little
Hmm.
side tangent. I know it's not the whole army. All right, we're just gonna rant a little bit. There's 300 vehicles here that need to get turned in that are like half busted, and they've got like 20 dudes doing it, and they want us to do it in like 10 days.
Yikes! Like fix them or
Hello.
what? Turn them in?
And like yeah, they got used in the field for like 20 days, and now they got to get turned back in. And a lot of them, like, they have to be DMV inspected for the army to be good to go. And they have like 10 or 15 dudes who can fix all the random, like, this one's got a flat tire, this one's radiator's leaking,
Oh
this
my
one's,
god.
hydraulic line is fucked up. But
Yeah.
yes,
They may as well
it
just
is, what do
move
you,
there.
dude, it's crazy.
That's tough. That is tough as hell.
Yeah,
Uh,
sorry to tangent. We
no, no,
can get
no.
back to it, but
No,
I
you're
just had to bring that
absolutely
up. It was
good.
really funny.
Um, fucking, what were we talking about?
We're talking about how, have the most likely,
Right. Okay.
be prepared for that. Then we also talked briefly. We're funding ourselves, right?
Chat, I hope you're ready. Friday night, I'm going off the rails. I'm getting hammered. Uh, we're gonna be. I'm gonna try and stay on topic as much as possible, but fucking, we're gonna see how it goes. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Oh my god.
What's going on?
Just looking at you using your phone, locked the fuck in.
Somebody texted me. I had to respond to it. Bro's like, "Hey, your
Dude,
laundry's done," and I'm like, "Fuck."
that was like that was literally like Skyrim NPC fucking chat moment. Fucking.
That's awesome. Well, I guess I have to go now.
Oh my god. I must be leaving now. Anyway, I've returned. Must have been the wind.
I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think a great place to start. And I mean, obviously, I didn't really talk about gear that much, but in terms of minimizing your chances of being a liability, if you're going to start small, obviously, like you said, reputable fucking pistol that you can carry every single fucking day and everywhere that you go. I think having at least some medical shit on you, like a fucking IFAK, whether that's in your car if you typically travel by car. If you don't, get used to carrying a fucking backpack or a fanny pack. But IFAKs are kind of bulky, so
Yeah.
be prepared for that. Don't be a fucking cringe lord and carry an IFAK on your belt just casually. That's fucking really gay. You will scare the hoes
Yeah,
away.
don't be a gray man, please. Like,
yeah, don't be a gray man.
Take it. Like, when you get into this, like, don't there is preparedness is important, right? In your day-to-day life, of course. Don't, like, you'll have to take some concessions to not be you're all good. You gotta take some concessions in day-to-day life to not be a fucking dweeb everywhere you go. All right, like the guys who they talk about their EDC and it's this big ass pistol, and they talk about how they have a tourniquet in one of their pockets and one of those ankle wrapped IFAKs on their ankle and stuff. And I'm like, really? Like, you're carrying this every single day? You might be able to get away with that maybe if it's cold all the time, if you're always wearing pants, right? But it's like, now you're going to wear pants and like all the time. So now you're going to look really weird if it's hot out. You're also probably going to be a dork about it and wear some fucking 511s too, I'm going to guess. And then you're going to have a tourniquet in your pocket. So you're going to keep, where's your wallet going to go? Where's your phone going to go? All this other stuff. And you're going to have a fucking IFAK on your ankle the whole time too. Like, there will be
fucking
compromises,
relax,
and
bro.
that's okay. Yeah,
Literally.
like, I like getting back to the IFAK thing, right? It's a very easy one. If you're going to carry a gun, right, you have to think about like what happens if you have to use it, and you have to make sure all of it comes to sustaining whatever apparatus you are in. So that's yourself, your weapon system, or your vehicle, or your family, right? So if you're carrying a gun, right, the IFAK is important because you might get injured, or fucked up world we live in, you shoot somebody, but they don't die. They give up. Now you should probably save them. Otherwise, when they go to court, they'll say, why'd you let them bleed out? Well, don't go to prison for some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
But you just think about what you need to sustain whatever it is you are doing. And talking specifically about the IFAK thing, there's one that lives in my backpack that goes basically everywhere I go, but it also stays in my vehicle. I'm not walking around with my assault pack on everywhere I go. It would just be ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
So don't be a gray man is tip number one.
I've been really getting into the the EDC bag lifestyle as of late. It's been it's been weighing on my mind just because it's God damn, it's so handy. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
imagine
yeah,
it tickles my autism to think that like I could just have a bag on me that fucking has everything that I could ever need. Like, how big of a pain in the ass is it to fucking be out in public at all? But then, but then, fucking, uh, like you're out at a function or something like that, and you're like, dude, my fucking phone's dying. Imagine just having a charger that you could throw on your phone and then throw in your bag. You know what I mean?
yep.
Not that you're like backpack kid carrying the bag on you all the time. You know what I mean? Like fucking.
You
I
just go
mean,
out to your car and grab it, or
right,
yeah, it's
dude.
dropped somewhere, right?
Right. Or you're like, damn, I got a
I
stummy ache, bro. I got a stummy ache, but you got fucking
yeah,
Pepto tabs in your fucking bag. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like the little shit. It's the little shit that improves quality of life that can help you or can help other people. And it's not like so aggressively, like, just offensive. It doesn't cross into gray man territory where you're like, oh yes, I carry a full 72-piece lockpick set on my fucking bag because I'm a
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
dork. You know what I mean?
Guys are walking around with Tarkov fridge backpacks, like fucking ready for any
They got
scenario.
pilgrims on.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
all seriousness aside, I do be carrying, chat, I do be carrying a lockpick set in my backpack. All right, don't make fun of me.
Damn.
Yeah, sorry.
Just be careful with it,
Oh, I
because
know.
you just be careful as well.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
dude.
not like that's against the rules or anything. But sometimes
I could be
it can be
scrutinized,
viewed a certain way. But no, I mean to get back to the backpack. I've gone over the bell curve, and I used to be, when I was a young little
A
gray
goon in
man
training.
enthusiast.
You were a
Yeah,
jit.
goon in training. I was like, oh man, my EDC bag, I'm gonna have everything I need in it, and then I carried around like a 35 fucking pound bag everywhere I went, and I'm like, this is fucking awful and stupid. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I had way too much shit in there, and I rarely did it come in handy. And then I was like, actually, EDC bags are dumb. I'll just pack what I need when I need it. And then I started to realize how to actually properly pack an EDC bag. Like, I had a bag that I always had on me when I would go motorcycle riding. And I like to do, not to get off tangent here, but I like to do off-road motorcycle riding and go trails that are off in the middle of nowhere. That's really fun. It's important to be able to take care of myself and my bike when I do that. So I put together a bag that I always wore when I went riding. And through refining that and like being like, yeah, I don't need these tools. Yeah, I need these tools, that type of thing. I was able to kind of reapproach like, hey, maybe I could do this for normal life. And it's not necessarily that this thing's going to be attached to my back 24/7 anywhere I go, but it pretty much lives in my car. And then anytime I go inside, I just bring it inside. And then anytime I go anywhere in my vehicle, it just is in my vehicle. And if I'm going on a hike or something, I just throw it on my back. And it's been super nice once you learn how to not overpack. It's like I can carry 2 quarts of water on me. I've got water throughout the whole day. I've got a charger for my phone. I've got a multi-tool. I've got a boo-boo kit and my IFAK in the
Yep.
event things go bad. It's like there's so much when you learn how to not have your like bug out bag on your back every single day, and like just pack accordingly. It's
Yeah.
it's very
You're
nice to
like,
have.
damn, I am so fucking squared away, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's such a good feeling that
It is, yeah.
you can walk out the house and be like, there's literally nothing that could fuck my day up right now.
Yep. Yeah, that's you've reached peak EDC nirvana. You
Truly.
have fucking reached a higher sense of being, and it is
Yeah.
really nice when you can do that, because like you said, it's like pretty much any situation I'll realistically come across. I mean, I've got it covered.
Yep. Yep. But for the most part, and it comes to at that point, for the things that you don't have covered, so that you don't cross into that cringe territory of Gray Man carrying the pilgrim, everywhere he goes, fucking wearing
Mhm.
511 pants, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, uh, it at that point, it's about knowing things,
Hmm.
and training and shit. But to gloss over, or rather, to move on to the next point, fucking instead of EDC. So it's just like, okay, well, yeah, EDC is great, but I LARP to escape everyday life. So fucking,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
like where do we start here? You know what I mean? Like, what does that look like in terms of, in my opinion, minimizing your chances of being a liability, showing up and having enough to get the most out of good training.
Hmm. So if we're gonna let's start like we're gonna move up a tier, right? On the fucking pyramid. We're climbing.
Yes.
So we've moved into like what is it? It's like regional instability. So it's like, hey, I want to be a little more prepared,
Yeah.
and then like just every day, like, hey, maybe it's natural disasters, there's some civil unrest, stuff like that. So you move into that level of preparedness. What's the next step? And
Mhm.
speaking now, everything moves up. So you've got the EDC, right, or your preparedness for food, for water, for sustaining your household, your vehicle, yourself, and then your safety, of course.
Mhm.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you kind of want to talk more about like the tactical aspect of it, because I mean, let's be real, that's the fun part.
Yeah. The idea here is that things have gotten worse, and your biggest concern isn't your phone dying. Your biggest concern is now, uh, well-being,
Yeah,
survivability, if you will.
yeah, staying at current objective survive.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, that's here. What I'll say is, if things are going they're gonna, shit's getting real. Okay,
Mhm.
your EDC, your concealed carry, it's not cutting the mustard anymore. The threats are there's too much at stake. You start talking about organized individuals who are looking to do no good. They're better equipped. They're actively trying to do bad things. Um, I'm gonna say that, and if you're gonna start thinking about that, moving the next step up is you're going to be looking at a long gun,
Mhm.
ideally a rifle. That's kind of, I think your next step up is I'm grabbing a rifle. Things have become more serious. I need the extra capabilities. I think that will be your next step up, or some sort of similar long gun. Um, what are I'm curious your thoughts on that. I think that's where I would move to
Yeah.
naturally.
Yeah. Looking at the sliding scale of,
Hmm.
shit has gone from gay to more gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so, um, at that point, I think, you know, you bring up a really good reference tool, by the way, which is Brassfax's fucking pyramid of, I don't know what he calls it exactly, but it's the
The pyramid of wisdom. Yeah, I don't know either. It's just kind of like it's like how bad are things?
yep.
What do you need to keep yourself and your family okay when things
It's all
get
about
this level of bad?
considerations
Yeah,
um, at increasing levels of gayness in the world.
of gay.
Yeah. So fucking, we're beyond everyday life, and the risks associated with that. Now we have excuse me, we have moved up to, um like you said, like that sort of like regional or localized instability and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So, I mean, at that point, I think fucking the items required, I mean, are, if we're talking about if you're no longer safe at home type shit,
Hmm.
then yeah, obviously, fucking bigger, badder gun, right? You know what I mean? Fucking get a fucking a rifle that is capable of fucking protecting you effectively. I'll use that
Hmm.
verbiage purposefully, and fucking, um, you know, I think then a lot of this. I actually talked a lot about this in my pace plan video, um,
Okay.
and fucking a lot of it has to do with just planning. You know what I mean? Like fucking,
Hmm.
uh, planning for that like increasing level of severity in everyday life in terms of what is affecting my livelihood. So like you said, we're beyond every day. We're now at, okay, shit is kind of following me home now. Not, I mean that as in like there's instability in my fucking home area, and in terms of that, you know, fucking you get bigger gun, rifle, obviously. Pick your poison. Um, I think having ballistic fucking protection is great, even if it's soft armor. You know, because
Yeah, I would agree. I'd absolutely agree.
most threats in terms of this level of severity is going to be, you know, more than likely like your common criminal threats type shit. You know, obviously there's fucking people
Yeah.
out there using fucking rifles and shit like that, albeit, you know, 7.5-inch fucking stockless,
The Draco
stockless, sightless
rifles.
fucking
Yeah.
rifles.
Yeah.
But the point
Uh,
still stands that, you know, being armored to some degree is good, and being able to defend yourself to a more effective degree is also very good. Um,
mhm.
but I think still at this point we're not really at the point where we're concerned with sustainment yet. Because
Yeah,
this is kind of
I
one of
would
those things that
say,
it will blow over eventually. At this point, unless it
yeah.
gets worse, right?
Mhm.
But I'm talking about bare minimum
Uh,
right now.
yeah, I would say like here, this is kind of where, in regards to sustainment, I'm gonna say like 3 days to a week of food and water. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like just have,
Yeah.
like a box of MREs or Mountain House meals and like a couple of gallons of water. That's your sustainment. This is stuff that's gonna move on fairly quickly, or at least ramp down. Is kind of what we're talking about. And
Yeah.
you bring up a good point. Is that if you're in the home, you're very defensive. This is just you're trying to get by,
Yeah.
but there's that increased level of threat.
You're
I
like, I don't
think.
have to leave.
Um,
I could just stay home and let the shit blow over. You know,
yeah,
that's the
exactly. You're
goal. That's
hunkering
the goal.
down. Yep. Yep. Um, I would say that ballistic protection, like you said, even soft armor, that's most of what you're going to encounter anyway in this type of environment,
Mm-hmm.
is going to be a huge help and make you feel much safer. And you could argue, right, like if you want to like really get autistic about the scalability, because I do think scalability is important. I would say at minimum at this point, I would want a pistol that is full size. And instead of like if you're carrying, say, like a smaller pistol for concealed carry, I would want one that's larger.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not looking to buy a gun for every scenario, just grab a rifle. Like
Yeah.
just don't even like, I because we're referencing Brass Tack's thing, and I think in this tier he's got like, this is the time you grab your PDW. And I'm like, that's really cool for those people who are into that. But I'm gonna say after step one, just grab a rifle, and as long as it's not a fucking 20-inch, M16A4, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So just be cost effective and get the thing that's gonna cover your bases. So yes, grabbing more firepower, probably a rifle, some way to at least an easier to shoot pistol at minimum, but a rifle and then some soft armor. Yeah, I think that would be, and then a way to, of course, sustain that, your weapon system. So a way to carry some mags, ideally not just in your pockets at this point. You might want, a couple pouches and a way to carry, a water bottle on you too.
Yeah. All right, chat. I just figured out how to put chat up on the screen. Don't make me regret this. All right. Do not behave. All right.
Do not.
Do not. Yes. Absolutely. So, fucking. Yeah, we are now. Uh. So let's take it up a notch. Obviously, we're
Mhm.
not concerned with sustainment yet. That's kind of like the easy thing. It's just like, hey, obviously keep, a little bit extra than what you think is normal at home in case something happens where it's like, it's a risk for me to go out right now, right? So like I
Yeah.
don't want to leave. So I'm just going to stay home
Hmm.
because it's more safe here. So
Yep.
but God forbid if the trouble comes to me, I am more equipped than I am when I'm out in public, and I'm more capable of protecting myself, my family, my property, blah blah blah. Fucking should
Yep.
the low chance that that occasion rises. But now going up a tier here, we're talking about um let's say like if you have to leave, you know what I mean, like where literally staying is a risk in and of itself. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What is for we won't get into, like family planning and shit like that because obviously family considerations um is a whole other ball game. So let's just talk about
Mhm.
like the individual minimizing risks, minimizing liability to yourself and others. Fucking, if you have to leave and you are leaning more so on that sustainment, where is a good place to start, or rather, what is the bare minimum?
I would say, I mean, it's obviously like it's going to depend on the person and where you are and all that. Because some people who live in the middle but fuck nowhere are going to be set, but guys who live in like the city are going to need to get the hell out.
Hmm.
Uh, I would say at that point you're going to want to have more than just a backpack and more than just stuff that you're not moving from just you to like now you're trying to get out of the situation you're in, away from the area you're at because it's hazardous due to whatever it may be.
Hmm.
And yeah, there's a good chance you'll encounter some not so nice things along the way. And I would say the big thing you're going to want to have is a robust apparatus to exfiltrate you from that area. And it's a really fancy way of saying, how are you going to get out?
Yeah.
um, and that might look like different things for different people. If you live in the city, but you're on the edge of the city and you've got a place that's not too far away that's safer, you might be able to, load up on a bicycle and fucking pedal your way out and not have to deal with the clogged streets.
Yep.
Which, is funny, but it's true when, if you're in a city, let's say, and vehicles are not really difficult to travel by. Say you are going to be traveling by vehicle, which is most people's route because most people have vehicles. It's easier to travel. It's much safer usually, and obviously it's not as fatiguing. You want to make sure that you are prepared to sustain that vehicle and also yourself within it. So I would say armor becomes even more important. I'd probably want to play carrier at this point, instead of soft armor. I mean, if soft armor is all you've got, great, but I want something that protects a bit more. And then I would probably want a way that I can load up this vehicle and myself with everything I need. So let's say, that's my EDC bag, and maybe I've got a duffel bag that has all I'm going to need in it for a while. Your kind of go bag, if you will, but I'm not carrying it. It's going in the vehicle. That's going to be everything I need for myself, my weapon systems, whatever my family is,
Hmm.
and the vehicle itself. Definitely the rifle, ballistic protection, and more ammunition, a bit more sustainment, and then that plan to get you and your apparatus of exfiltration to where it needs to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Really good point. So now the consideration becomes, um, fucking, welcome in Bush Wookie. Thanks for making it. Uh,
Hell yeah.
Fucking autistic outlaw says, "What about two-wheeled mobility?" Um, and that's very similar
I
to
mean, we
what
could.
Bones was saying. Is like if you're by yourself and you just need to get the fuck out, if that is your most effective way to fucking leave, then by God, brother, fucking go for it. You know what I mean? Or even
Yeah.
if that's something, because it's like I'm looking at this from like I live in suburbia. Okay,
Hmm.
like I live in a fucking like college town basically. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like very pretty dense area. Um, like like something like an e-bike really won't serve me too well because it's I have a wife.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I have a wife
You
and
get you get
pets and
you get
gear
one of
that
those
I
baby
care about.
carriers to just throw her in the back, like the
Yeah,
little the
she'll
little.
get a
You know what I'm talking about?
sidecar that she can
Yeah.
sit in. Uh, but I would say hold that thought because that is an asset that will be useful, but maybe just not quite yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we could go down that rabbit hole because I think it's fun to talk about because it's good to get creative with your mobility because mobility ultimately is what's going to keep you alive. Is it doesn't really, and we're maybe jumping ahead a little bit. I'm not going to get too off track, but really in most of these scenarios, after you get past like the regional or the localized instability and like hunkering down at home, when you are now moving and it is dynamic, the ability to continue moving is what's going to keep you alive. If
Mm-hmm.
your vehicle breaks down, if you roll your ankle, if whatever it is, if you can't move anymore, you're in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
So whatever is the most effective way for you to maneuver yourself and what you need is going to be the best for you. And that might look different for different people, but we won't jump ahead too far. But it's going to look different for different people. The big thing is be able to be mobile and consider what you're going to use to facilitate that mobility.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now, it's just sort of like the preservation of life in the current situation, quote unquote, where
Mm-hmm.
staying home is a risk in and of itself, but it's not permanently a risk. That's the next echelon up, is that no matter where you go, it's a risk. Or, it's like the risk itself is something that doesn't just fade away gradually, or
Yeah, yeah. We're
over
we were
time.
at we were at before this tier was like the localized instability. So that's like, localized civil unrest, very minimal supply chain disruption, a week of like unrest that's maybe caused by natural disaster or like, some political whatever.
Yeah.
This next tier we're in is like a regional. So maybe you're moving from like, a county size issue to more of a state sized issue. Um, that's where we're at now, and you're trying to leave that state or that area you're in, the regional instability, right? Because we had local, now we're at regional. Then one above this would be, which if you want to elaborate on it more too, that's where we get into like the systemic degradation. So
Yeah.
this is like,
Yeah.
that's where we'll get into like your region of the US, like the Midwest has fallen, or the majority of your infrastructure is degraded and things are really rough. It isn't like you can just get up and drive the 6 hours and leave the situation.
Right. Yes.
So if
So,
you want to talk about more about that too, if
of
we're
course.
ready, if we're ready to move on.
Yeah. So the quick thing that I wanted to say, before moving on, is that the biggest takeaway, I think, for the actual real, because this is what this is an actual realistic bug out plan, where it's just like,
Hmm.
okay, like being home is a literal risk. Let's say you're in fucking um Minneapolis when Saint Floyd died. You know what I mean? And you live there. And fucking
Gotcha.
you're
Yeah,
like you're
following.
like, dude, I don't even want me or my family to be here anymore. Like I gotta go, bro. Like I gotta leave. You know what I mean? So it's like you want to take yourself and the preps, and obviously the family, if applicable,
If
um,
applicable, yeah.
if applicable, and be like, I gotta go, I gotta go. So, fucking, the stuff, because it's a lot easier to plan for sustainment when you have the storage of your home. Okay, so it's
Hmm.
like for me, carrying, or rather, storing 2 weeks worth of water just looks like having, 4 Aquatainer jugs in my fucking closet. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I just rotate them out every 6 months. It's quite simple. But, when I'm leaving, it's like I need to have a plan, you know, to be able to take my sustainment and transport it. It has to be easily transportable. So, and like you were saying with
Yep.
like, you know, that's like the huge crutch. If you don't have a car, then like, brother, you better have a place where you can acquire more sustainment once you do get the fuck out, or B, have a method to carry that sustainment with you that, you know, ideally isn't just carrying it directly on your back for a long distance. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
because that's just not sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Go ahead.
a really good a way to look at it, and I don't want to hang up too much on this topic, but it is really important
Yep.
to discuss is, and we're gonna get long-winded. We're gonna talk about the story, but something that a lesson I learned about transporting people in a tactical environment and the sustainment and the mobility and how you're gonna do things. Um, was when I was in the SFAB, the
Mm.
military advisors, we were like, all right, what's your plan? What's your plan if you got to get out of this situation? And we had this really cool fucking GWAT era level stupid fucking plan that we were going to do. We're going to use radios to talk and all this other silliness. And they're like, what are you doing? None of this makes sense to what actually happens in the real world. So I think that when you're looking to approach this exfiltration plan, let's say, is start off with how am I going to do this normally?
Mm.
What's the normal way I'm going to do this? Is it going to be driving? Is it going to be biking, motorcycle, whatever it is?
Yep.
And then add on the considerations of, okay, well, now it's hazardous. So what areas do I need to avoid? Where are there likely to be blockages? Can I bypass things by going off the road into alleyways? Stuff like that. And then add to that initial plan. Don't try to concoct some, like I'm gonna fucking ruck 20 miles out of the city
Yeah.
because I gotta go. I gotta go. It's like, no, dude, like you're gonna, or like I'm gonna communicate. I'm gonna call my homies on the radio, on ham. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
what, like that doesn't make any sense. Like, be grounded with it, I guess. And that's, a very elaborate way of saying like just do what makes sense and then adapt your normal plan of how it would work normally to that scenario.
Yeah. Do what you would actually do. You
Yeah,
know what
do
I
it
mean?
what actually makes sense. And I see this a lot where people come up with these grand plans to do something and then that thing actually happens and they don't do any of that crazy plan they had because it actually doesn't make any sense. And last little bit of it was we had a training accident at a shooting range I was at. We had this plan about how we're going to bring emergency responders in, what we would say on the phone, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody actually got shot at the class. They're okay, thank God. They shot themselves in the
Oh
leg.
my
It wasn't a
god.
SIG, really sucked.
Dog.
But that plan, this high speed plan that we had, wasn't actually grounded in reality very well, and so none of it actually occurred.
Hmm.
And I think that's the important thing is don't lose yourself in the grandiose romanticizing of like, I'm gonna throw on my fucking contacts and talk to the homies via radio. It's like you're probably gonna call them up and say, hey, we need to get out of here, and then you're gonna leave.
Yeah, you're gonna text them with your cell phone.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know, yeah, because things ain't that bad yet. And if they
Hmm.
are
Yeah.
that bad, then if you're just sitting at home, then I mean, bigger considerations to have. But yes, absolutely. You know what I mean? We're still bound by the laws of reality at this point, where it's just like
Yeah.
it's like, all right, like, hey, take the fucking like nonsense, take the LARP out of it, okay? Because like
Yeah.
this is still like in the realm of reality that we've seen in our
Hmm.
living fucking history. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
plan accordingly. You know. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, that's all I wanted to say on that. Fucking really really good points there. So now the best part. Oh man. Oh
The
man.
systemic downfall.
Yes!
Yes.
The end of the world, finally!
Yeah.
So,
Oh my goodness.
you know, um, and this is gonna be obviously we're gonna have the most. I think I'm gonna have the most to say about it because it's just like we're at the point now in terms of this end of the world pyramid that we keep referencing. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. We're at the peak.
Yeah, now it's like things are so bad that the chances of things returning to normal has decreased so significantly that it's just like I don't know when things will be normal
Yeah.
again. and that's a scary fucking thought. You know what I mean? Like to look at your
Hmm.
current situation and be like, I don't know, boys. like,
Yeah, this might be a long one.
yeah, yeah, literally. So, by then, it's I sold this. I sold this fucking idea for this stream, saying that like almost that it was going to be like tactics and such, and I'm sorry that
Mhm.
it's just not, because
It's just-
tactics will only get you so far. You know what I mean? And
there
there's so
there
many
is
other
a
important fucking things that you need to fucking worry about first and foremost. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna fucking get into it. So
yeah. Well,
if one of the 20 of you
if
here
I
was waiting for it, you made it.
you made it, let's go. If I can sound off in chat, you made it.
Yeah, hey, if you made it
I
this far, chat, and you haven't liked the fucking stream, please like the stream, and sound off in the fucking chat, join the Discord, get autistic, support the homie Bones, get on his YouTube, fucking watch every single one of his videos, like every one of his videos, subscribe to his channel, give him all of your money. No, I'm just kidding, but fucking support the
we're
homie.
nasty.
He's a
We're
good
robbing
homie.
you.
Um,
Uh,
yeah. Anyway, where was I? Yeah.
but you basically, and this is something that I've said a few times before, and it's often overlooked. And I think this is a pitfall a lot of people do fall into when they get into, we're bringing it all around, when they get into the beginning aspirations of like, I want to be ready in case things get bad,
Yes.
is that amateurs talk tactics, professionals talk logistics.
Mm.
And if
Let's go,
you
let's go,
if
dude. Come on, preach.
we just fucking peak. So if you, Jesus, I almost fucking fell out of my chair. So a lot of guys, right? They get all excited. They're like, I'm gonna fucking buy a rifle and I'm gonna buy a
Yep.
fucking body armor.
They
I'm
look
gonna
at
look
the
like
final
SF.
step first. You know what I mean?
Yep, yeah, and I don't blame them. I did the same thing. You want it's like the end of the world. You've got,
Yep.
or like it's Red Dawn.
That's
It's
the
fun to
bell
think
curve,
about that
dude.
stuff,
That
right?
is the bell
Yep.
curve.
Yep. And so guys are like, oh fuck, I need a helmet and I need a nods and I need a plate carrier and a gas mask and my rifle needs to be able to stretch itself from 0 to fucking 6 bajillion meters away and all this stuff, right? And I get it and I've been there and it's fun to do that. But if you don't nail down the logistics of how this is all going to work, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And if you're not squared away with those foundational things, it doesn't matter that you have, a fucking, $100,000 off-road Jeep and 9 years of freeze-dried food, and you've got, a $3,000 fucking pistol setup and a $5,000 rifle, and you look like the dudes who fucking went in and butt fucked Osama when they did it, except now they're in the now that it's 2025, so they got better gear. That all doesn't matter if you don't have realistic skill sets and understanding of how things are going to look and progress and work. And I think that's kind of what we're getting at, is all that other stuff needs to be squared away. And a lot of people just ignore it, or they don't think about it because it's not as fun and it's not as sexy. And I did the same exact thing when I was first getting into it. And it's something that, in all honesty, is part of why I made my YouTube channel, was to kind of talk about these other important things that people kind of ignore.
Right. Fucking chat's killing me right now.
Oh, what's going on?
Fucking Fat Tuna says, I've got my $40,000 in kit with a handheld top of the line railgun, but I have 1 week's worth of food and live in an apartment in Manhattan. Yeah.
I don't know how to apply a tournament.
Yeah.
I'm going to die.
I've never seen one before. I have one.
Yeah.
But I've never opened it. I've never fucked with
Yeah,
it.
I haven't even opened it.
Fucking Ron Stryker says, seriously, you don't need all that shit. You need food, water, first aid, shelter first before 20,000 rounds of ammo. And that is so fucking true, dude. And that's like the whole point. Like this whole seminar, if you will, has been on like
yeah, the webinar
has just been focusing on the fucking foundation. What is going to kill you first? What is going to fuck up your livelihood first. Start there, get good there, and then build out.
Hmm.
It's that fucking simple. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
you can get into the craziness, and this is in turn, people LARP. That's fine. I LARP. You LARP. you know,
We LARP.
all of
We
these
love to
people in this
LARP. We
chat
LARP
LARP.
together.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
all are. We all are fucking bound by the love of fucking shooting at dirt and paper in the woods and wearing gear
Hmm.
and being in made up scenarios and shit like that. I love it. I fucking love it, dude. You
Yes.
know what I mean? But it's also like I use it as training because it's like if
Hmm.
there's anything that I've ever been passionate about, it's not starving to death. I love not
Yeah.
starving to death. So
Not dying of dysentery.
yeah, I love it. I love it. It's my favorite. So fucking, it's like applying the love for that like made up shit and applying it to like real world shit. It's like finding that assurance in that is so awesome. I fucking love it, dog. I fucking
Hmm.
love it. That's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
like even with like
Absolutely. It's
EDC shit, I'm like, yes. You know what I mean? Like it's so cool.
yeah, I'm so ready
I
in a
fucking love it,
non-cringe,
and I
fucking
don't look gay when I
obsessive
do
way.
it.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my God. Exactly. And it's like, we're not saying like, oh, you need to be, you need to fucking, you can't LARP until this checklist is done. It's like, no, man, people are going to have fun. That's
Yes.
fine. It
Yep.
just becomes a problem when you portray yourself as some high speed dickhead, but
Mm.
don't have any actual back end logistics. So you just become a loot drop.
Yeah. Yep.
Or you try to act like this is the pinnacle of what needs to happen, but you don't have a tire patch kit in your vehicle. you know,
Yeah, wow.
um,
We made sure to have, groin armor and fucking, a $4,000 fucking 1 to 10 LPVO, but we ran over a nail while we were bugging out and now we're fucking
yeah,
stranded, chat. We're fucking
yeah,
stranded.
yeah,
we
yeah, and
we
like I
didn't
said,
bother to train the soft skills and now we're fucked.
yep, exactly. And it's cool to look cool, and it's fun to be like, oh, dude, if the HOA fucking came to my area, they're fucking NATO
The
or they're
HOA
UN
fucking
death squad.
jihadists.
Yeah, like I'd be able to fucking mop the floor with them.
Oh
That is
yeah.
super cool and super awesome. Just don't trip over your own feet and, forget to fucking, I don't know, oil change your car and now or, now you've
Right,
got like
dude.
no fuel in it and you can't go anywhere or, all you have are dehydrated, rations, and you are dying of scurvy 1 month in because you haven't eaten so much as a baby carrot worth of vitamin C.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's like instead of training to be like fucking SEAL team cringe, you should train
Hmm.
to be like you should train to be like Hugh Glass. Chat, do we know who fucking Hugh Glass is? Fucking that.
I'm gonna be honest with you, King. I don't know who Hugh Glass is either.
Have you ever seen the movie The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yes, I
He
have.
gets fucked up by a bear, like
Oh, okay, yeah.
halfway through the movie or and shit like that. He's a fucking
Hmm. Okay,
pioneer,
yeah.
dude. He's a trail boss. He fucking takes
Hmm.
people through the fucking Rockies from one part of the fucking United States to the next, and he's a
Hmm.
beaver trapper. Yeah, I mean, so like fucking you should train to be like that guy because not only is he dangerous, because that motherfucker is dangerous. All right, he was like a pirate at one point in his life, and fucking so that motherfucker is dangerous. But that dude also he could be put in any fucking location, situation, and fucking live. That should be you. You should have the
Hmm.
fucking mindset and the desire, the willpower, the humility to learn to be like that. Chat, we got 30 motherfuckers in this chat.
God
So
damn.
I hope that
Damn.
this is resonating. If you clicked on this because of the title and the thumbnail, this is the fucking too long didn't read version. Be fucking sustainable. Okay? Be smart. And fucking that starts with day to day and then fucking, Summer of Love BLM Cringe Fest and then fucking beyond. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's the fucking antith or that's the the synopsis of this, if you will.
Mhm.
Um, and obviously, right now, when's the best time to fucking prepare for the worst case scenario? Right fucking now. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is
Well,
why. This is the real
yeah.
reason why we train. You
Mhm.
know, we have the day-to-day shit figured out, or rather, it's not so. If we fuck it up, I'm about to cook right now. Okay, listen, the liquor is
I'm,
talking. All right, the
I'm
liquor,
smelling.
the
I'm
it's
smelling, but he's
we're
cooking.
we're fucking chat lock in right now. All right, fucking the don't do that. you know, like we train for this is the bell curve again. The worst case scenario,
It's back.
yeah, the worst case scenario is the first thing that people get into, which is like they're wrong for training for that and only putting all of their time, effort, and money into that, but they're also not wrong. You know why? Because there is very little risk right now if they fuck up their day-to-day shit. Instead of solidifying their day-to-day shit and not fucking it up, you know what I mean? If they only
Mhm.
focused on that and didn't focus on the worst case scenario type stuff, they had no training in it, they had no equipment for it, they had no logistical planning, they had no preparation, they had no support. They're not ready at all. But their
Mhm.
EDC was so squared away, they were the fucking best of the best. You know what I mean? However, there's a balance to strike here. It's just like, so the people that go into this and they're just like, I'm just I live at mom's house. Yeah, I mean, I got a good job. I'm making big boy money. I'm gonna buy my nods. I'm gonna buy my fucking Hesco armor for some reason. I'm gonna buy an Elcan. I'm gonna buy a fucking an LWT. Like I'm ready to go, or an LMT. I'm go goblin mode, bro. I'm going goblin mode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be ready for fucking anything. Like I'm gonna buy my $500 fucking cry pants. Nobody's gonna stop me. Nobody. And you know what? And then they go out and they train. They do rifle classes. You know, they do this and that, and then fucking they're planning basically for fucking Red Dawn. And it's like if they end up never needing it, then oh well. That's fine. But if they end up needing it, then theoretically they're good. Theoretically, I mean, obviously there's a long game to this, and they should be aware of that.
Mhm.
But like I think the reason why the in between phase between EDC and End of the World gets glossed over is because if they fuck it up, there's very little risk involved.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're getting at. I mean, it's fun to go balls deep into this and just go fucking crazy and be ready to go sicko mode on anybody if you had to. Um, but it's kind of like the most likely and the most dangerous things that could happen. So you've got the most likely, which is like your everyday living, the issues that you could run into, a
yeah,
hostile individual, car breaking down. The eggs are now $9 because there was a minor fucking, the chicken flu came back around, bird flu came back around, whatnot. That type of thing. Um, but then there's also the most dangerous, which is, obviously the fucking, China decides that they're going to forcefully install TikTok on everybody's phone, by force,
forcefully
individually, one by one. Yeah.
state
Invading,
mandated homosexuality coming to a fucking
yeah,
town near you.
they're gonna put everybody in femboy breeding camps until they get one pregnant. So, like that's clearly, I mean, that's you would be your most dangerous, and I think it's important to plan for both, but it's also important to be balanced and to have scalability because it's not always going. It might not always be every day is everything's totally fine. I'm going to work. I'm living my life, and it might also not be cat girl into concentration camps either.
Mm.
It might be something in between.
Yeah, no, it's really important. This was something that I kind of talked about on my last stream was that it's really important to not hyperfixate on that worst case scenario all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
it becomes so draining, not only fucking financially, but like just psychologically. You know what I mean? Like, imagine planning every day of your waking life now for what could be your final day. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's
that
like
shit adds up,
it's
dude.
well, it's like I guess it's kind of it gets into like the over prepping, right? Where and I there was some fucking meme video I saw recently, but it drove a good point home. And it's like there's different stages of like you're getting, you're doing your preparedness stuff, you're amassing your skill set, your equipment, and all that. But if you do, and I think I've gone through these stages as well, but I think a stage that some people get hung up on is like I need to have be the everything, Batman contingency plan for
Mm-hmm.
every situation, and I need to be prepared to react to anything. And it's like those are the dudes who've got some crazy super kitted up rifle that's super expensive, or they're looking to build that. They've got their plate carrier that can also hold like 10 magazines. They've got, a gas mask and canisters for it on their hip. They've got a nods and thermal. And it's like, it's so much money and so much investment to live your life like that. It's very freeing when you learn that you'll learn what your threshold is for preparedness and how much you want to commit to the LARP and all
Mm-hmm.
that, and then you just accept that. Like,
Yep.
once you like, if people want to say like, right now, man, I don't have nods, right? Okay, I don't have nods, and people want to be like, oh, dude, somebody's gonna fucking smoke you who's got nods, and I'm like, you know what? Then I'm fucking dead. You know what? Like, it is what it is. I've prepared myself as much as I can, and I'm feel very confident in most situations. But if you want to make up your scenario where the dude with nods kills me because I've got a white light on my rifle, then so be it. I'm not gonna try to sit here and plan for every single possible what if because it's draining, it's too expensive, it's not realistic. And then those same guys will say, oh, now, oh, you got nods, but now a dude with thermals going to get you because you don't have thermals. Or
Yeah.
what happens, if they fucking release the fart cloud on us and you don't have a gas mask, well, now you're going to die. And
What if the
it's like,
Boston Dynamics
dude,
dog gets sick on me, dude? What do
yeah,
I do
exactly.
with
Like,
a 240
yeah,
on its back?
yeah, it's like, well, you don't have, a backup robust system for if there's an EMP. And it's like, dude, like,
Well,
if
first of all,
if it's
those are
gonna
gay.
happen, man,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, no, if it's
So
gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I this conversation reminds me of a really fucking sick, really sick fucking quote that a little known guy from American history called Thomas Stonewall Jackson. All right, he's a Confederate general, and he said, "My religious belief teaches me to feel as safe in battle as in bed. God has fixed the time for my death. I do not concern myself about that, but to be always ready, no matter when it may overtake me, Captain. That is the way that all men should live, and then all would be equally brave."
damn, that shit goes
So
hard
fucking
as
hard, dude.
fuck.
They don't make them like that anymore, bro. They don't
Put
make
that
them
in the
like that.
fucking book.
Yeah, fuck, dude, fuck. Oh my god, yeah, but no, that's sound logic even to this day. You know what I mean? Fuck it, goddamn,
Yeah, and I mean,
almost
of
200 years
course, like,
later.
yeah, and I mean, like, of course, don't just be blissfully, like, God is my shield, and I will die when I am ready, and whatever. Like, okay, don't be like that, obviously.
Yeah,
But it's like if you get caught up in this game of
yeah,
the what ifs, and if you get too far into it, you're just gonna be a drained, broke, paranoid
yeah,
goober
yep,
that isn't actually, you go back to being a liability because you've got too much going on, or you've spread
very
yourself too
true.
thin,
Yep.
and
You forget to
you
live life, bro. You know what I
yep,
mean?
yeah, exactly.
You forget to
Yeah,
fucking
that's
live life.
that's a lot of guys, they get that way with anything, right? Like guys who with their EDC. Some people do a ton with their EDC pistol, right? Their concealed carry, and it's like, hey man, like I get that you are very capable with your full size pistol with a 23 round magazine and a Surefire X300 and a full size red dot on it and two spare mags. But like also chill. Like
But
you don't
also,
are you
fucking
really are
relax.
you yeah, are you enjoying, life carrying that every day? And if you say, well, this gives me comfort, right? Like I know I'm prepared, it's like you may need to learn how to, accept some ambiguity, I guess, and
Yeah.
not have to have your Batman contingency for everything on your person or within
Yeah.
arm's reach at
You're
every
you're
given
you're,
moment.
be- you're becoming a pseudo bubble child,
Yeah, yeah.
where you're building up this wall around yourself of like you said, just almost ambiguity. Or not building up a wall of ambiguity, but you're not leaving room for ambiguity. You're playing it almost too safe. So,
Yeah, if you war game everything, you're just not going to live, you're not going to live life super comfortably. It's like I said, the same guys who, the gray man, right? You get I think a lot of people, another pitfall people fall into is this, there's a gray man mentality. And maybe I'll make a video on it. I think it's really funny, but it's like, they're like, all right, now I'm gonna live my day-to-day life. I'm gonna wear fucking combat boots or like, like
mm,
not necessarily army issued ones, but like I'm gonna wear like hiking boots everywhere in case I gotta, walk 6 miles. And
mm,
now I'm gonna wear, ripstop pants with a billion pockets on it. And
yeah,
I every day carry a fucking full size pistol with three spare mags and all this other stuff and a
yeah.
light and mace and a knife and
Yeah,
a
you know
fixed
what? You know what
blade
that
and
that kind of looks like, and what that sounds like is people who plan their day-to-day life out like 100 years in advance. You know what I mean? Like
it.
you're
Yeah.
taking so many fucking precautions into consideration that, like, for one, you look gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and for
yeah.
two, fucking, it's like you're removing the fucking necessity to actually be aware of things and stay current and up to date. I mean, obviously we spend we're a species now that spends 8 hours a day on our fucking cellular devices and such. So
Hmm.
we're constantly being fed the fucking news updates and shit like that, like the state of the world. um I mean, it if you care even slightly about living a somewhat decent life, you don't have to go to such crazy extreme lengths to, feel prepared or feel safe, feel secure just in
Hmm.
normal fucking day-to-day life. You know what I mean? Because it's just
Yeah.
like you can just be aware of your surroundings. Here we go again with that soft skill shit that I keep yapping about.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Yeah.
oh my god, I can't buy soft
Yeah.
skills. Sorry, bro. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Hard pills to swallow. Pour them
yeah,
out.
my fault, gang. Fucking, the be fucking aware of your surroundings. Be up to date on fucking world events and whatever. Do as much as
Hmm.
you will. Fucking, I'm not saying subscribe to fucking Charlie Kirk or anything
Subscribe to
like that.
Ground News so you can
Yeah.
get the unaltered fucking stories.
Yeah, right. Every single make sure you consume at least 9 hours of Alex Jones every day. Chad, it's super important that you, for your health, it's really important that you do that. Make sure you
Oh
buy
my
make sure
God.
you buy the supplement that made him slightly less fat and more red.
It made him red. Yeah. Yeah. The reddening.
Yeah, dude, fucking that's super important. That's super important that you guys do that. So,
Oh my God.
but yeah, it's you don't need to live your life that fucking stressed out. You know what I mean? Like, it goes back to that older piece of wisdom that we discussed approximately 30 minutes ago. Fucking of
Mhm.
like just being aware. you
Mhm.
know.
And I think there's another where we're pulling out all the quotes and all the anecdotes and stuff, but there is a piece of wisdom that I think explains kind of how this bell curve happens and how what we're kind of describing here.
Yeah.
And it is the more you know, the less you need.
Mhm.
A lot of the time, maybe not
Big
all the
truth.
time, but in a lot of things, the more you know, the more confident you are, the less you need. When guys, when they are first starting things off, they don't know what they don't know. So they start creating scenarios, they start creating possible things they'll need. And they've either never encountered it or don't know how to um, how to do certain things, how to have certain skills, so they supplement it with equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And in my time being, a prepared person, an autistic retard, and an army knuckle dragger, the things in my ruck have shrunk. My packing list has become smaller. My salt pack thing, my everyday carry bag has reduced. It's less things. Now some things have been taken out, some things have been added, but mostly it has shrunk. It has become smaller. My concealed carry pistol is simpler and there's less going on there.
Yeah.
It kind of goes down to the more you know and the more you understand what you need, generally the less physical items you need. Like another very small one, guys who carry flint and steel on them. Flint and steel. Dudes who carry like
Oh my God.
fucking like fire starting kits.
Mm-hmm.
What if I fucking need to start a fire in the situation? And it's not a single motherfucking time did I ever need a flint and steel or a fucking whatever rod, whatever those
A
sparking
ferro
rods are.
rod.
Yeah, a ferro rod, whatever it is, where a lighter wouldn't suffice.
Dude.
So that to me is like a
Yes.
prime example of like dumb, stupid shit people don't need that they fucking spend money on because they don't
You're
know.
fucking killing me right now,
It's
dude.
so anytime,
Oh my God.
anytime
Ask me how
I
many
see
strikes are on my ferro rod in my fire kit.
yeah,
Zero! Zero!
zero,
Fucking none
any
at all.
anytime, whenever I see somebody, if I go to like a fucking, I'd go through like steer school or fucking somebody shows me the little kit they
Oh my
have, and I
God.
see a fucking magnesium rod that is brand new in the package, I just want to scream. God damn
Oh
it.
my God. God damn, that's funny. It's so true though. You know what I mean?
It's like, what the fuck?
It's like show me how autistic you are without telling me how autistic you are. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
Scout says kit redundancy is important, but practicality of such redundancy is very, very debatable.
Yeah, I mean, like it's different things, right? Like,
Yeah.
um, with this, you might say, "Oh, I want to carry a magnesium rod because what if my lighter breaks?" It's like, put put some duct tape around your lighter and throw it in a bag. It's not gonna break, dude. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. And like, there's certain things redundancy is important for. There's certain things that really is not that deep. Are you carrying a spare, battery for your phone around? Probably not. You carry a way to charge it, but I'm
Yeah.
not carrying, a spare battery for my phone in case it dies or in case I shatter my screen. I'm not carrying a spare screen. I'm not. What are some other things that
Phone
maybe
repair kit.
like even backup iron sights? They're like on your rifle.
Yeah.
They're to me. I think they're a little vestigial at this point, but like it's nice to have. Especially if you got like a red dot, your glass breaks it easier than fucking steel does. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to
But
think
it's a balance.
what
And
is
once you
something sustainment wise that people carry that is just like actually supremely autistic and completely fucking unnecessary. Fucking magnesium rod is a great example, dude.
that's yeah, and
Fucking
take
oh my
that shit.
God. Saying the
Yeah,
quiet part
put
out
that
loud.
put that thing up your ass and tell me how useful it is, because
Uh
it's gonna be just as useful as it is in your kit.
yeah. Fuck, I'm
I
trying
would
to think.
say like to a degree, I think a lot of people. Now it depends on what you're doing, but I think water purification on your person
Mm.
very situational. I
We
think that
there is somebody in
go ahead.
here in this chat that will adamantly die on a hill defending water purification. Hold on. Pocket saw. Coral Weezer, dude. Coral Weezer.
Let's
Jesus Christ, excuse me. Pocket saw. That or a mess kit. Yeah.
Pockets all. Yeah, I've never. I mean, yeah, I've not had the need pocket stuff ever. That's a good one. I've heard a lot of interesting, talk about those. The only time, yeah, I don't know ever a time in which I've needed one or wish I had one. And even like my father, he loves to go dirt biking off in the middle of nowhere. If there's a fallen branch, he's not fucking
Yeah.
sitting there,
Zing 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 zing
fucking with his
zing.
pockets all. Yeah, no, he's either moving it or he's coming back with a chainsaw or an axe.
Yeah.
Like,
It ain't never that
um,
serious, bro.
yeah, um,
Or dude, we literally talked about this in a completely unreleased video because I'm fucking lazy. Spare boots. Oh my god, dude.
yo, yeah,
Fucking
that's another
spare
one. Oh
boots.
my god,
Jesus Christ, dude. The fucking this is for
brother.
all my military fags in here. Um, fucking carrying extra boots in your fucking ruck, dude. How much did you want to fucking literally blow your shit smooth off? Fucking carrying
Dude,
literally not only wasted space but wasted weight for no
it's
fucking
yeah.
reason.
Here's my question: Is your operation less than 9 months long? Are your boots still in good condition?
Yeah,
If the answer to those questions are yes, you don't need a fucking spare pair of boots.
dude. Yeah.
Jesus,
In your
I
ruck.
deployed,
In your ruck,
yes, in
dude.
your
Like
ruck,
come
yeah.
on.
How long are you living out of your ruck? Like 3 weeks? I mean, I'm expecting you're probably going to get resupply for MREs and water, but like, realistically, how long are you living out of your mother? So,
Oh my god, dude.
I
Yeah.
I just got done with NTC. I lived in the field for 20 days straight in the back of a Humvee mostly. You know what I brought? I
Hmm.
brought a medium ruck and an assault pack.
Hmm.
That's it.
All you
And I
need.
did not bring a spare pair of boots. That's all I needed. And it's
Yep.
because I knew I've throughout the time I've learned and I've understood what I actually need to sustain myself. And that's all I brought. I had a medium ruck with two sustainment pouches on the side and my EDC bag. That was it. Literally all I
Simple
brought.
as.
You
Simple
have
fucking
needed nothing more.
as.
It's funny because I was in the barracks packing my stuff, and I was like, man, my normal ruck is really light. I'm like, it's really hard for me to actually cinch it down and get it shapely. And I looked around at everybody packing their stuff, and I was like, I bet I could just use a fucking medium ruck here
Mm.
because I don't have that much shit to bring, and I did, and I was fucking fine. So yeah, and I did not bring a spare pair of boots. God damn.
Dude, yeah. No, that's actually laughable. You know what I mean? Fucking listen. Here's a big piece of wisdom for anybody potentially here in the future, whether watching the stream or on YouTube, post recording. Fucking,
VOD enjoyers.
yeah, if for the VOD enjoyers out there, which dude, there's quite a few actually,
Oh, really?
surprisingly. I was
Nice.
surprised. Yeah, the last two VODs got like fucking 500 plus views. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway,
Damn.
so fucking the here's a big takeaway for you. All right, if you're getting your shit off the ground, yeah, I mean, hey, Rebel Spirit is here. Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Fucking finally, I was hoping the
What a
homie would
base
fucking stop
homie.
by. Made the tail end of this beautiful life. Damn the work life. Yeah, dude, you ain't lying. I just got done working 12 fucking days in a row, and I want to fucking actually evacuate my cranium
Dude,
in front of all
I
these
feel it.
innocent people. But fucking, um,
Well, I guess
yeah,
that's it.
yeah. Oh my god, dude. So, uh, fucking Carb Drake 96, welcome, homie. Fucking,
I wish I
um,
could see Chad. I'm so sad.
it's all right. It's all right. I'm trying to
Yeah.
yap for him. Um, they'll be in the recording and shit. So,
Hell yeah.
anyway, the fucking thing I wanted to say, god damn it, is that if you're watching this at any point, fucking big piece of wisdom that I had to learn even post military. Okay, when I thought I had it all figured out because I didn't. Spoiler alert. And I still don't. But that's a different topic.
You
Um,
always be learning, right?
yeah. Hey, military doctrine isn't the fucking best there is. That's what I'm trying to say. Military doctrine
Hmm.
is so A, outdated, and B, non-applicable to 99% of fucking civilian uses. It's just not, dude. It's just not. There's so many more efficient fucking, excuse me, more efficient ways to handle issues regarding to, sustainment, tactics and shit like that for civilians specifically. What I'm speaking
Hmm.
about, that
Yes.
you
Yeah, I
don't have
agree.
to just hold it as like, oh my God, yes, the scripture FM 109-3. Finally, brother, finally, it's here. I don't even know which one that is. Chat, you can
The
correct
Ranger
me. Yeah,
Handbook.
the
I
Ranger
don't
Handbook,
know.
the Holy Scripture. Yeah, literally.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think Trent Grenade has entered the chat. I'm joking. I can't see Trent,
Yeah,
but I mean, like,
literally. He's
yeah,
like,
he heard you
that's
talking
where
about
you're
doctrine.
wrong. That's where you're
Yeah,
wrong.
that,
Yeah, literally.
you
He's like, Battle
goddamn.
Drill 1 Alpha can solve any problem in the world.
It will not get you bitches. So no, I agree. I think that a lot of guys they model themselves off of SF and use Army doctrine, and it's cool to know that stuff, right? It can be a foundation for like how do these autistic retards do this? All right, and you get
Mhm.
some examples, right? There's reasons why it's set up. Is some of it dated? Yes, but it's you have to take a step back, and I've had to do this myself too, where it needs to be translated into what makes sense for you or a civilian group. Because what the military does is centered around having the backbone of the military holding up whatever plan it is, whatever, loadout it is, whatever packing list it is. And you need to maybe look at it for inspiration. But if you are, you look at what is a fucking have scouts 72-hour pack look like, and then you pack that. It's just not. I mean, it might work for you, but it's not going to be refined for what you actually need. A great example in that 72-hour packing list for a fucking 19
Yep.
Delta Cav Scout, a spare pair of boots is in that.
Fucking
Why?
why?
Yeah, so it's like look at it and be like, oh, there might be some things like, oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, that's cool. And you might be like, wow, this why am I carrying 9 quarts of water for an
Oh my
8-hour
God,
movement?
bro.
It's like
Like we ain't
what's
carrying a
going on?
water buffalo behind us type shit.
Yeah, exactly. So
Laughable.
yeah, it's very important to not just don't use it as a crutch. Use it as a launching point, not as a crutch.
Yeah, right. Like if you have zero frame of reference in terms of like I've literally never trained before or anything like that, like
Hmm.
where can I start, with people that have experience, because it's like I don't even have that. If that's you,
Yeah.
like you're by yourself, you're trying to square yourself away. God bless you, by the way. Fucking
Hmm.
like
Fighting the good fight.
fighting the good fight, you know what I mean? Starting with the realest one in the room, aka yourself, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
fucking like, go ahead and use that shit, which I mean, nobody's really actually reading that shit anymore. They're looking up videos on YouTube, but I'm just saying is that,
Exactly.
there's a lot of people that sort of like regurgitate that as like, law, if you will.
Hmm.
Um, or even just offshoots of it that it's just like I don't know. People kind of need to like the motif of this entire stream is just like, hey, be realistic. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Be realistic
are you gonna
and keep.
actually use that gigantic fucking filtration device on the regular, or are you just going to buy water bottles for your 1 week
Yeah.
long excursion or 2 day long
Exactly.
excursion?
Yep, it's be realistic and also keep an open mind because there's a lot of guys who will try to, teach you their way of doing something that worked for them in their environment or was relevant in on top of things 10 years ago. But now it's dated, there's better things around, it's not applicable to you. So keep that open mind. And a lot of people do gravitate towards this is what SF did. This is what the Ranger Bat did. This is what these guys do. But it's not, they just use that and don't put any independent thought in, and are like, this is it. I'm ready to go. And it's like, well, actually, does this make any sense to for you to do? And I think it's hard to take a step back and look at that, especially when you're coming from limited knowledge. And some of it you might have to learn and try it out and do on your own, but just don't take the shortcuts and do your due diligence to actually, have that extra forethought to think about things and keep that open mind. Because there's a lot, I've had a lot of courses I've gone to where people are teaching even soft skills, and this is how we did it. You got it, King.
I got a piss.
Taking out I gotta piss. Body's a machine that turns Miller Lights into piss. But so guys they'll teach this stuff to you. They'll teach it to civilians. That was relevant 10, 15 years ago, even 5 years ago, but they don't adapt it at all. And now what they're teaching it's not a one-to-one translation. It's not as nearly as refined as it could be for a civilian. A lot of that is like the medical training, the what you carry, the packing list, the movement techniques, how you put together your kit, your weapon systems. All that stuff is, if people are just coming from the military doctrine of it, it's good to listen, but also take it with a grain of salt, because they're coming from one skill set, one area, one mindset, and one experience set. And unless they're really thinking critically about it, it's not going to be what's right for you a lot of the time. And there's even said, chat, I wish I could see you right now, but we're just going to continue to yap because I can't. There's a lot of people also, they do this with accessories too. And they look at what people on YouTube are saying, and when they want to buy items, when they want to buy firearms parts, accessories, guns, equipment, all that type of stuff. And you should not blindly follow what people say, even if they have valid points, a lot of pedigree, a lot of experience, because there's things out there that genuinely are not good or not applicable or would work for you. But you see, Dickhead McGee talk about why his Recce rifle's the best thing ever and you should build one, and it doesn't make any fucking sense for you, and you lose all sight about any scenario that isn't sitting out in the wood line looking at an enemy compound that's 400 meters away, and then you build a rifle that sucks for anything that isn't that. And we're foreshadowing a little bit. I've got a video that's going to come out talking specifically about a product that people are super hyped about and a lot of people use, that I will never run on my gun, and we're going to explain why in the video. But TLDR, don't blindly follow people, even if they have pedigree or reasons why they do something. Mic drop.
So true.
Good
job filling in the blank, because I had to pee.
No
really
problem,
bad.
King. That's the more I've spoken than I have in that 5-minute ramble was more I've talked than I have in the past month, probably.
Alrighty. So we talked about, let's see, sort of a recap here.
Pull up the list.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong here. So we talked about, squaring yourself away, fucking, the importance of learning, wear a diaper next stream, bacon, bourbon, and bullets says, yeah, I'll have to, honestly. That break was inexcusable, and I'm sorry.
What did he say? A diaper next stream?
He said, wear a diaper next stream, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'll have to. That shit was, very, very, very unprofessional. I'll have to make sure I keep the gamer bucket empty for next stream.
The gamer bucket, yeah.
Yeah. Currently it's full.
You're going to a Amazon Express order a fucking bulk packet of pens to your house now.
Yeah, no, you'll just see a wall of them behind me next stream, I swear. Yeah, no, we talked about the importance of squaring yourself away, learning those soft skills. starting small
Yes.
and working on the
Hmm.
foundation of what's realistic, because that's
Hmm.
the more likely thing that you're going to run into, and being prepared for that is obviously fucking important, right? I mean, you don't. I'm not going to elaborate on it. We already talked about it for 2 hours. Fucking, uh, fucking, and then we talked about kind of raising the stakes a little bit. You know, um, like the effect on livelihood in terms of like stress in life, uh,
Hmm.
exterior wise, is kind of following you home. Where it's just like, I don't feel safe to leave. How can I prepare accordingly? You start there and do that. Fucking and not really talking so much about gear, but that's fine because knowledge is power, right? Fucking,
Hmm.
and everybody's situation is going to be fucking completely different in terms of what they have available to them, their geographic area, the situation that's affecting them, and as well as the people who are there to support them. Um,
Hmm.
and then taking that one final step further, end of the world as we know it, SHTF, the fucking New World Order is in effect, and your mailbox was marked with a red sticker. So,
Yeah, I get.
so, so clearly, fucking,
Uh,
you're done for. You're going into the FEMA camp. You're gonna be
yeah.
fucking gender reassigned into a fucking femboy sex slave, and you're done for. So, what do you do then? And a lot of it comes down to fucking training, having the humility to fucking understand that you don't know everything, learn as much as you can. It's not about buying your way to survival. You can't buy life. You are already
Hmm.
given life, so just learn how to sustain it, and find people who can help you fucking sustain it, right? Um, excuse me. So fucking the main thing, the main takeaway here, um, is start digging in your butt, twin. No, it's too fucking. the main takeaway, the main takeaway here is that understand what you have a control over, plan accordingly. Um, Learn as much as you can in terms of sustaining yourself, not doing fucking combat, not fucking shooting your way out of every situation, because that's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I
Hmm.
mean, like FTXs and shit like that, NTC, JRTC, all of these fucking situations. It's like, how often do you actually shoot? Pretty pretty fucking rarely. There's a lot of logistics that go into even mission sets that are geared towards
Hmm.
doing assaults and shit like that. You know what I mean? There's so much more involved than just showing up and shooting the gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Being able to, I think the biggest thing that I was very happy and confident with was my ability to sustain myself for 15 days in the desert and knowing what I needed and
Mm-hmm.
knowing that I didn't need 50 pounds of bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like that is a lot. Not gonna say that's a more important, but I mean, without that knowledge, I wouldn't have been effective to go, do the shooting of the bad guys.
Yes.
And it's important to be able to, shoot the bad guys, and that's why Japan didn't invade us during World War II and all that. But it's really important that you know how to do all the other things that surround that. That way, you're effective at shooting the bad guys and
Correct.
staying alive.
Absolutely correct. Let's see. Hold on. Chat's going fucking crazy right now.
Let's hear it. Let's wrap up if we're wrapping up with
we
like
are, we are going
10,
to wrap
15
up
minutes
here.
of chat and slop.
Yeah, we are going to wrap up here pretty quickly. Chat, if you have anything that you want to say, fucking say it now. Um, because we're gonna wrap up here pretty quickly. Let's see here. Scout says some MFs will pack extra boots but not think to sneak a roll of toilet paper for themselves. Big true. Motherfuckers
Yeah.
act like they don't be shitting. you know?
Guess what? You still be shitting in the. You know what was really funny to me
uh,
actually was For one, baby wipes.
Baby
Okay,
wipes.
baby wipes in the
Yeah.
field,
Yeah.
especially if it's dry. Baby wipes.
No, no,
Um,
no cap, Junior.
Guys were like, you go in the field, right? You don't shit for a few days because you're all stressed out and you're eating fucking, dehydrated
Not
food or
me. I was
MREs or
shitting
whatever
every
it is
day,
you drink.
cousin. I wasn't
That's
scared.
guys were We're gonna get there. Guys are like, oh man, I'm trying to wait to poop. Okay, like I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I
Yeah.
want to wait till I go to one of the porta potties. And I was like,
Yep.
brother, it's been 7 days. I've shit 9 times.
Yeah.
What? What are
Nine
you
times
doing?
in
I'm like,
7 days.
I'm I'm like, dude, if there was a leaderboard of how many shits were taken at NGC, I'd be at least top five. Um,
That's
but it's
honestly
like
impressive.
that. It was I don't want to get into the specifics of my bowel movements. They were very healthy though.
Ah, cringe.
But
Yeah.
don't don't be that guy who is like afraid of the sustainment. Like, be confident in your ability to fucking be out there and do what you got to do, because that's what's going to make you more effective. When it comes time to do those, do the deed and close with engage and destroy the fucking the Red Dawn goons and all that. And I thought that was really funny though. So many guys were like, "Oh, I don't want to use the bathroom in the field. Oh, it's gonna be so hard to sleep." It's like you need to iron that stuff out before it comes time to do operational things.
Bush Wookie. I'm gonna smash your cock with a hammer. Don't fucking do that. I said to behave yourself. This
Oh
is
my
going on
goodness, I can
YouTube.
only imagine.
Fucking let's see here. Um Looking down the rest of the chat here. Uh Sorry, I lost my spot here. Pork Chop says Bones has a very good point about not buying or using shit just because someone tells you how much they like it. Yeah, don't fall victim to gun-tuber slop. That shit's fucking
Yep.
cringe, dude.
I mean, of course, listen to why they say they like X, Y, and Z, but don't just like blindly buy it or be like, well, this guy said it was good or this guy said it was bad, so I'm going to avoid it. There have been things that people have said are good that I have either bought or considered buying and then don't like or are blatantly bad. And I'm holding on to it. I'm trying not to spoil it, but there's one thing very specifically that the gun community really fucking likes, and it's really not that good and kind of dangerous. But nobody's talking about it. But I gotta wait till I get home so I can make the video on it. But there's gonna be that. You have to think about the totality of a situation before you go throwing something on your kit, your person, your weapon system, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, absolutely,
Thank you,
absolutely.
King. Thank you.
Mike Tango Whiskey, fucking heavy hitter in the chat here. Love your
Hell
content,
yeah.
brother. I'm glad to hear people in this space talking about actually preparing for most likely scenarios rather than these end of the world fantasies. Super helpful. Absolutely, dude. It's this shit is actually important. I'm trying to be the voice of reason here because you know what I mean. It's just like I'm tired of the fucking slop. I'm tired of like this endless rabbit hole because that's what it is. It's an endless fucking rabbit hole of constantly preparing for shit. One of the other chats in my last stream was like, "Oh my god, this dude! Somebody give this guy $1 million because he was fucking so on point with this." He's like, the most likely prep that nobody prepares for is retiring and dying of old age. I'm like, God damn, that's smart,
Damn.
dude. That
Yeah.
motherfucker cooked so hard with that, and he doesn't even realize it, dude. Fucking, and
That's
it's so
awesome.
true, and it's so true because it's just like, we kind of had it in retrospect. I know I'm kind of like backtracking on myself here, but it's like we said, the guys that prepare for the end of the world, they're not entirely fucking wrong. The guys that prepare for the end of the world and nothing else, they're not entirely wrong because it's like if they get the other stuff wrong in terms of the in between, sort of,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the step before the end of the world, they might, if they fuck that up, they might die. But whatever, fucking. But how likely is that to occur to them? They might pull their head out of their ass for 10 minutes and just be like, I gotta leave, and then they do. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so fucking, there's a lot less risk involved, but it's like, you could be so much more useful of an asset to not only yourself, your family, your friends, but your community as well, which is very important. Men, hey,
Mhm.
men out here, okay, be a provider, okay. That's all I'm gonna say. Be a provider.
Base.
Be the change in the world that you want to see. If you could square away yourself in the day-to-day aspects, I mean, you're so much more capable, and not only to yourself, like I said, but also to others around you. And that's what you need to be. That should be the real prep that you can be. You know what I mean? If there's anything that you should fantasize about, instead of fantasizing about fucking, killing your fucking neighbor and shit like that in the end of the world because they have more fucking
Yeah.
bottles of water than you should fantasize about fucking saving somebody's fucking father after a fucking nearly fatal car crash or something like that. Or, stopping a fucking active shooter in a psychopath in a fucking like grocery store or some shit like that. That should be the
Yeah.
fucking the thing that you should forefront of your fucking mind. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like it's bad to think about to have fun and fantasize and fucking LARP and all that. But I think we've gotten to the point where people have taken it too far and have lost sight of like what it means to be legitimately prepared and a capable person. We've gone
Right.
too far into like, I'm gonna be kicking down the door of my fucking neighbor because they're actually a lizard reptoid and they've got more ammo and stuff. When the sky falls, rather than it being like, hey, like, are you in this, semi-realistic scenario? Are you going to be able to help make it better, or are you just going to, not be of assistance?
Right. Absolutely. So yeah, Mike Tango Whiskey, thank you for that point. That was very good. Thank you, sir.
Super
Um,
based.
Super based. Uh, Carp Drake says, Guntuber Slop, please explain. Thanks. Guntuber Slop is basically just like your average Hollywood hyper fucking funded bullshit fucking YouTube made for the masses. Think like, and I'm not really here to sort of shit talk anyone, um, or anyone's channel or anything like that, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's YouTube. People make whatever they want to make. People watch whatever they want to watch. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of people in this space that just kind of want to sell you something. Okay, like
Yeah,
there's
I
an
would
agenda.
say, yeah, I would agree. I'd say the slop is like people who try to sell you something, especially if it's something that they're just looking to get paid and advertise something,
Hmm.
or if maybe they're not trying to sell you something like a product wise, but they're trying to sell you on an idea or a concept that isn't like, it's cool to be niche and have fun with it, but if they're trying to sell you on a niche or a not very applicable or realistic or useful thing,
Hmm.
or concept or idea or item, but they're portraying it as not that, they're kind of implying that it's something different, then that I think is also gets into slop too. It's, people who are saying you need this, you need that, or this is peak when actually it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what slop is to me, at least, I guess.
That
Is
no,
hidden
that's
advertisements
absolutely
and then
true. It's absolutely true.
yeah.
It's like I could look at a thumbnail and a title and be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna be sold something by the end of this
Hmm.
video.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a specific item. So
Hmm.
no, it's cringe. That's kind of what GunTuber slop is. Um, so yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
oh my God, Bush Wookie, I'm gonna fucking ban you from the chat, bro. If you don't chill out with that shit.
Ban this man.
You are a fucking cocksucker, dude.
No, fuck
uh,
you, bloody fucker.
dude. So a couple more chat reads before we fucking sign off for the night.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Scout says, I will forever hate using large ruck as a support for my shooting position during long halt or when in Hasties because raw breaking my spine and bending it back like a pole dancer. Yeah, very true. Large rucks are not shooting bags at all. Um,
Yeah. That'd be a little. That's like a height over ground.
yeah, crazy style, honestly.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
Somebody asked what's his channel, by the way. So since you are on your phone, I will share your channel for you. Um, let
Thanks.
me
You
get
could
you let me get you squared away here. 797 subs, dude. I'm gonna squirt.
Oh, dude, that's like five more than I had before I started the stream because I've been keeping an eye on it to see if I get to 800 or not.
All right, chat.
Um,
Listen, if Bones doesn't have 800 subs after this stream, I'm gonna fucking free. I'm gonna delete my channel. All right, we're done. We're done here. Now,
I'm got,
but
I'm going to jump out of this hotel room onto the cold, hard desert ground and
all right.
hopefully kill
I
myself.
posted it in the chat, guys. I posted Bones's YouTube channel in the chat. He makes great videos. They're really great. He makes great
They're really
fucking YouTube
great.
videos. No agenda. You know, he's not a cringe lord. Fucking love his shit. So go ahead and check it out.
And I'm really excited to finally get back home. It's been so
Oh
long.
God,
I've got a
yeah.
lot of videos lined up for when I get
You've
back. I'm
really hit your
really looking
stride,
forward to it.
honestly. You've really hit your stride with making videos and stuff like that. It's super cool, honestly.
King, I appreciate it. I hope the one that I made right before I left, that posted while I was gone, was very silly. I had a fun time with that one.
Mm. Yeah, no, that one was cool.
I stole your GP medium, by the way,
Yeah,
in
I
that video.
know.
I don't know if you saw. Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh my God. Fucking Scout says Kitten House was able to get down with a belt kit and a basic 16-inch Anderson. Now imagine four of him. He didn't even have a belt kit. He had like a shoulder bag. Like it wasn't
Who is
even.
this?
Scout says Kitten House. Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh,
Was
okay,
able to
gotcha.
get
Yeah,
down with a
yeah.
belt kit and the 16-inch Anderson. Now imagine four of him. And I was like, I mean, he didn't even have that. He had like a shoulder bag which had medical gear in it and a fire
Mhm.
extinguisher. Like he had a
Yeah.
rifle with one mag, bro.
Yeah.
With one mag. And
Oh
yeah,
my
no, he
God. Yeah.
fucking he got down like Judge Joe Brown, like fucking like the ops were in full force that night, and he was able
Yeah.
to you know Q 50 Cent many men dot mp3. You know what I mean? Fucking he
Yeah.
was
That
able
just
to go to town.
yeah, that just shows that how many times have you heard shootings happen and it's with pistols and nobody dies?
Hmm.
And then this man puts down two dudes with a rifle just by knowing how to shoot and having a rifle. Like,
Yeah,
brother,
it's as simple as that.
it's a game changer.
Yeah. No, he was out there putting out literal dumpster fires and shit. Like
Yep.
real world example here in the States. God bless. God bless.
God bless.
Anyway, we're gonna wrap up here because we've been streaming for fucking 2.5 hours, damn near.
Damn.
Fucking absolutely going goblin mode. We need to do this again, absolutely. Bush Wookie has
Hmm.
something he wants to say. Dude, keep spamming my chat. I'm gonna fucking ban you. What do you want?
Is he in
What the
is he
fuck?
in your server?
Yes,
Is
I know.
he's
I know who this
Oh my
is. Like,
God.
what do you want, dude?
Oh my goodness.
Bacon Bourbon and Bullets says, "Night fellas, hey brother, good night. Thank you for fucking hanging out for so long. Honestly, this was a really good talk." Um, fucking Bush Wookie says, "Shake your booty for me." No, I'm not gonna do that.
Nice.
Fucking Scout says, "Night Goonies, guys. Honestly, last final little plug before we sign off for the night. Fucking Bones, I know you are out, protecting our country from the attacking nation of Askrakistan. Um, fucking, what do you got going on? What's some future content that we could look forward to? Go ahead and plug.
Man, when I finally get back home to my place, I got a lot going on. But I am looking forward. So I'll be back. Let's see, the 30th, I think, as of right now.
God bless another
I
week.
got a few things to take
Jesus.
care of. Yeah, I know, dude. It's been rough. They're like, yeah, it'll only a 10-day extension. It'll be fine. I did
So
my
much for
ass
that.
was
Yeah.
not prepared. Yeah, but no, I'll be back on the 30th, and I plan on. I've got a lot of videos lined up. I was kind of worried. I was already running low on ideas, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to make next. And I've got like 10 videos lined up. There's some stuff I want to, get with you on that we can, collaborate on, get together, do some fun stuff. But I think the next video is probably either going to be lessons I learned that I wish someone had told me when I first started, kind of like a little bit about what
Yep.
we talked about here.
Yep.
And then, spoiler for the real ones who are still in chat, we are going to fucking decimate the Radiant Ramjet. We are going
We're gonna
to
tag
fist
team it,
it.
bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
um,
god.
but
So
yeah,
true.
it's something that I applied that thought process to. I talked about where a lot of people online were like, "This thing's super cool. It's super awesome."
Yep.
No disrespect to those who run it, but I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll buy one. It's really compelling." And then I looked at it and then thought about it for a while. Did some critical thinking with my smooth brain, and then realized that I don't want one. And nobody else is talking about the major issue it has.
Mm,
And we're gonna talk about it. So
okay.
that's what we got coming up soon. I'm really excited for it. I'm so looking forward to be out of
Yep.
this fucking sandbox.
Oh my god. Yes. God bless. So yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Bones, fucking thank you for stopping by. His channel is in the chat. Scroll up a little bit. If you are watching this in the VOD, which a lot of people do,
Hell yeah.
fucking, I will leave it in the comment section. I'll link his channel. And please go check it out. He's got great videos, great editing. I love it. I love your videos. Fucking, he has the stamp of approval from old Unk and brother John as well.
Hell yeah.
Fucking, but anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out for so long. Don't tell me to wrap it up. Shut the fuck up, dude. Fucking
Kill yourself.
yeah.
Kill yourself.
Yeah, right now. Right now.
Yeah.
Fucking anyway, thanks for hanging out for so long, guys. Seriously, it's been fun. It's been real. We'll do another one of these streams soon. It's a lot nicer to have somebody else to bounce ideas off of because I'm autistic as hell, as you know. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
And
till
chat's
next.
retarded.
And chat is very retarded. They don't help me keep on track at all. They make me go off track if anything, which honestly makes
Catching
makes
the fuck out.
makes for better content. So
Hell yeah.
anyway, chat. Till next time. TTY.